Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are, and welcome to QuizzleMania 8, Friendship Torn Apart, the showcase of the immortals, the greatest spectacle in all of sports infotainment. I am Adam, lost heir of Quizzledor Blompier, hailing from parts from known, and I will be leading 4 hobbits up the wrestling game show equivalent of a volcano and throwing them inside, all in the name of what is most precious, the QuizzleMania trophy. Before we start this week's episode, we do want to obviously extend our thoughts and well wishes to the family and friends of Shad Gaspard. It's a truly awful thing, and we hope that they find some comfort in the incredible outpouring of love for what seems to be one of the nicest men in professional wrestling. We've already got a bunch of super chats wishing him, obviously, Shad RIP. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated, and yeah, let's hold him in our memories. QuizzleMania is meant as a distraction, of course, from the awful things of the world. So on we go. Let us meet our players for tonight's show. First up, Andy.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Andy. It's getting pinker.
Thank you very much. Yes, I thought people seemed to enjoy my hentai looks. Sorry, not hentai, anime look so much last week that I thought I would twin it with a fashionable pink shirt because I just think people need to understand that just because you're in quarantine doesn't mean you can't look good.
No, absolutely. And we all know that there's nothing wrong with pink. It's just that the sheer amount of it does make you look like a shrimp.
Well, I could have worn my pink trousers and pink cap, but maybe I'll save that for next time.
Absolutely. Escalation is key. Goodbye, Andy. Right, moving on. He is freshly shaved. It is the one, the only, Pete Quinnell. Hi, Pete. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Pete.
Are you sorry? I've just noticed it says I'm sorry on the screen.
I mean, it was for charity, so it would be disingenuous for me to actually be sorry that we raised over $5,000 for charity by making you look, like as it is. I notice you're wearing your glasses.
Well, they're not mine, but it's a pair of glasses because it makes me look like a normal human because it covers where the eyebrows would be. So even when I've not got any, you can't tell.
Smoke and mirrors. Again, like you actually with it covering the brow, you do look relatively normal. Just obviously, I'm not going to ask you to. Please do keep the glasses on because it's important that our guests be comfortable on QuizzleMania. It's just that obviously our fans are interested. Could you just lower the glasses just to give you an idea of general regrowth? Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Not great. It's not great.
No,
mate.
it
I'll be
isn't.
honest.
No.
Glasses
Never
are
mind.
much better.
They are. Good luck, Pete. And next up, this is a reunion show. Obviously, one of my great friends is it's a strong word. We bonded together through tumultuous times. And I'm seeing him again for the first time in a very long time in the flesh, man to man. He's the one, the only, Kenny McIntosh. Welcome to the show.
I mean, the best compliment I can give you is you've not changed a bit.
I haven't. No.
You've retained that low level of quality that you always have had.
Absolutely. I consistency is key, and that's that flat line that I aim for.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Kenny. Obviously, Kenny, for all of you who are not familiar with him, is the fantastic lead host of Inside the Ropes. I feel 100% confident in saying that Inside the Ropes produces the very best and evening with wrestler shows in the world. Obviously, probably not right now, but do you have any lined up for when the world stops eating itself?
I mean that was a real shit sandwich there, wasn't it? Yeah, we had ones planned. We were going to announce them, and then of course the coronavirus. The fact that a guy in China ate a bat and I need to pay for it, I have a real issue with. So can we just not eat wild animals? That's just my one message. And also, I don't believe what people say, Adam. I don't think you came back for the money either. Just let's get out of the way.
I mean, yeah, we need to talk about it to Wrestle Talk because evidently I didn't come back for the money. But thank you so much for being here. Final question we ask all our guests: what's your favorite fast food franchise?
McDonald's.
We've had a fair few Mackie D's on the show. It's simple but effective. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show. And finally, he is your reigning, defending, undisputed QuizzleMania champion of the world, Brock Lukener. You did it. It's home. Luke, you beautiful boy. Welcome to QuizzleMania as the one and only QuizzleMania champion. I dub thee Sir Luke of QuizzleMania.
Thanks, Adam. It was a long time coming. I felt that I was mediocre for 6 weeks. And well, actually technically 5 because I had a week off. So I was mediocre for 6 weeks and then I got lucky. So I'm the champ now. The champ is here.
I saw a brilliant tweet, which is someone said, Adam, Luke, you did it. It's home, my beautiful boy. Also, Adam, now defend it against a walking Scottish wrestling encyclopedia.
Yeah, I'm going to get absolutely dicked on by Scottish Wikipedia.
Well, let's find out. Welcome back to the show, everybody. So just before we crack in, do keep your super chats coming. Just so you know, I will only be reading out the super chats of $5 or over because I would like this to end before Thursday. So let's kick straight into the beast. Our first round, as it always is, the price is shite. So in this round, I'm going to be showing you a terrible thing that you can buy on the terrible internet. And Price is Right rules. You simply write down how much you think you could get that for. I'm going to be telling you where you can get it, i.e. eBay, WWE.com, whatever. Closest without going over gets 5 points. So we're going to kick straight into a very hot commodity. I think you can all agree. It is a signed Bastion Booger poster.
Oh my God, that is horrible.
Wow. Okay. It's eBay price, right?
Why is there a dent in his crotch?
eBay.
Was this listed by Mr. Bastion Booger himself?
I didn't do a deep dive into the seller.
What is that?
He could do it from the grave. It could be done by his estate.
True, I take it back.
Right. So there you go. It's the pizza. It's the barbell. It is the sash that hides playfully under the boob. I'm just going to hop into some
really
super
horrible.
chat. Johnny Strickland 24 says, about to leave to go be essential. Thank you. But we will be watching when I get off work. I'm starting the petition to get some of the Cultaholic guys on QM. Hashtag Luke fears Ross. I'm afraid Luke beat Ross. So it does not ring true. Virgil Namodo says, can't stay today, but wanted to show some support. Also petition to change the term Chad to Shad, but only when describing something badass and heroic. That's a good cause. All right. So let's go from, let's start with the champ. Luke. Bye. Sorry. Luke, how much do you
I've just drawn on my desk in Sharpie, but I've gone for $69.
Nice. All right. Pete.
I've gone for slightly less. I went for $43.27.
$43.27. Randy.
$47.99.
$47.99. And Kenny.
With all due respect to the estates of Bastion Booger, $19.49. It's worth almost 3 network. Almost. 50 cents less to complete the price.
Right. We're starting off hot. It's he's certainly not a paper champion. This picture of Bastion Booger costs $69.99. Yes.
What? Oh, mate.
I've been duped by signed stuff in this quiz before. I'm not playing dumb this time.
Luke, do you know that because you bought this?
He knows it because he's selling it.
Is it
Get all the use out of it he possibly can.
I thought my guess of $43 was like a high guess.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
It's a rarity, and you can't argue with that. Next up on the auction block, it is a Hulk Hogan Rock and Wrestling VHS. This VHS,
good.
It features one single episode of Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling, because that's how they used to do things in the olden days. It's called Ghost Wrestlers. Hulk Hogan and his pumped up pals paid a visit by their senior wrestling buddy, Manny, who needs their help ridding his retirement home of ghosts.
I love it.
It's one spirited scare after another until the Hulkster puts a hold on the spook and uses his might to conquer fright. Wonderful. It's one episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How long
Alex, Alec Farmer, I want to make sure that you QuizzleMania boys and girls are saying your prayers, eating your vitamins, and jamming that jam. Jam that jam. Have a good game today, boys. Dart Train 24 says, Adam, please include a picture of Smooth Pete's head in whose nips are these? And James McKeon says, pop a 40 and pour it out for Shad. Hashtag RIP. So who do we think, how much do we think the Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling is worth? I'm going to go in reverse order this time. So we're going to start with Kenny.
I mean, for one episode, it's got to be worth at least $50. So $49.99. I mean, 80s cartoon Hulkamania, bargain.
I do keep forgetting he is your favorite. Right, Randy, let's start with you.
$39.99.
$39.99. Pete, let's start with you.
On slightly the other end of the spectrum here, I've got $9.99.
You
$9.99 with a Star of David. Interestingly. Okay, and Luke.
$34.99. That is vintage VHS stuff. And as someone who has bought VHSs off eBay in the past, they can command good prices.
I feel like Luke's I've got an advantage in this round.
I mean, I'm looking up my shelf here. I've got collections of the real Ghostbusters on VHS. So I know how much these things can go for.
Oh my God. Well, I can confirm this goes for it's an absurd price, but lower than most people thought. It's $16.99. Nice. There you go. For 22 minutes of shonky Hulkamania bullshit. Fair enough. Next up, no accounting for taste. It is, and speaking of no accounting for taste, it is the Michael P.S. Hayes Off the Street LP. And if you direct your gaze to the top of the image, it comes with, I believe the book it comes with, he's naked wearing a Confederate flag.
Oh,
little.
That is rank.
Healthy little bit of tradition from Michael P.S. Hayes. Soren Nord says, questions for tonight. Will this be the greatest QuizzleMania ever? How was Tutankhamun's anniversary? Will Adam be in bed before 2 a.m.? And is it Sid? This is the best night of the week. Thank you so much, Soren. Grace Lester says, finishing my dissertation this morning, rewarding myself with a cold one and a good time with the boys. Thanks for keeping me entertained over a super stressful history course. Here's some spare changes. And thank you. Thank you so much, Grace. And Dwayne the Gronk Johnson says, does anyone else remember the Fuck Kenny movement? I do. Let's head right on over to the man at the epicenter of one of the biggest movements in internet wrestling journalism, Kenny.
There's so much I could say, but I'm going to be the bigger person. I have so much I could say. $100 and I feel sick.
$100, I feel sick.
As a gay man, I feel that sick over a man in a flag. He was in his 20s when that
was he?
Yes.
Whoa,
what?
No. Sorry for that picture again.
In 1996, Doc Hendricks was 35 years old. So he would have done this when he was in his mid-20s.
Wow.
Goodness
gracious.
I look a lot like that.
Randy, please take our minds
I did
off
$1 for every time it made me feel sick. So yeah, $72.99.
$72.99. Pete?
I've gone for $51.99.
$51.99. And Luke?
$130.99.
Oh, someone values Michael P.S. Hayes. This went for a frankly insulting $225.
Wow.
Luke, man.
Wow.
Jiminy Cricket, right?
Who got those?
It's horrible.
Gotta love those Confederate flags.
They are thankfully a rarity these days. Maybe that's why the price is so high.
You can't put a price on racism.
Well, if you could, it would be $225.
All right, now for something a little less problematic, but only a little. It's Kevin Nash air freshener.
Oh,
what does it smell of?
I went on the eBay article, and it says one of the things when it talks about this item, it says fragrance is unknown due to packaging and age. So,
of Kevin Nash, does it sort of move with his smell?
Maybe it smells of diesel.
Oh, you
nice.
I went to say that. Finish your description, you bastard.
Look, this is WCW. He was not Diesel and never has been Diesel. We want to make
know.
that very clear. Glenn Jacobs is and always has been Diesel. Right, the Kevin Nash air freshener. Me and my girlfriend, Nomeo8 says, me and my girlfriend are having the Rock versus Austin argument for face attitude era main event. Yet I say Rock, yet she says Austin. Where are your thoughts at? I'm going to go with Austin on that one.
Yeah, me too. Very successful year.
Mm-hmm. And finally, someone, I'm not entirely sure who, has donated saying Luke wins or we burn Adam's hair dye. I mean, I haven't used it in a while. My roots are showing. Luke, what do you think? How much would you pay for Kevin Nash air freshener?
$69.99. Nice.
Fragrance unknown due to packaging and age. Pete?
I've again gone the other end of the spectrum. $8.99.
$8.99. Randall?
I went with closer to Pete. I did $13.99.
$13.99. And Kenny?
I thought I'd tie mine in with the year that he helped ruin WCW, 1999.
Thank you very much. Finger poke of doom, indeed. So this, unfortunately, has yielded nil point because you have all gone over. This cost $4.49.
I was going to go for like $3 and I was like, there's no way it's that low.
I couldn't have gone any further over, really.
Due to packaging and age. £70 for something that might smell like Kevin Nash.
Dude, we've had WCW shit on this show before that has gone for way more than that.
I cannot argue with that point. Right. Final item of this round. They are a pair of ring-worn Angel Garza tearaway pants.
Oh,
wow. All right.
I mean, I'd pay $500 for this already. So
Ooh, keep it to yourself, Pete. Right. So the Flying V, best of luck to the competitors. Thanks for the refund for Wrestle Talk Live. Oh, yeah, of course, the Wrestle Talk Live. It'll happen at some point. Keza2K1 says, another one for you. All the best for Shad's family. I know QuizzleMania will do it justice for us all. Hashtag jam that jam. Athena Enigma says, thank you guys for everything. I'm a nurse and I finally have a day off. It's a rough time, but this has become the highlight of my breaks. You guys are amazing for what you do. Love you, boys. Obviously, thank you so much for what you do. It is infinitely better and more valuable than guessing the price of a man's broken pants. Right. Kenny, what have you got for Angel Garza?
$380 I'm going to go for.
$380. Randy?
I've gone for $696.96. Nice.
Nice. Peter?
I've gone for $272.42.
Also nice. And Luke?
This is ring-worn stuff. We've been down this road. 1,600.
For Angel Garza.
Yeah. Angel Garza. They're like Raven, shorts on the other week that were like £12,000.
Yeah, Brie Bella costume she wore for about 3 seconds went for over $1,000.
I made a big mistake. I once bought and paid for Mark Meadows' marvelous Mark Meadow robe when I was drunk. And I then had to email the guy the next day and say my son had used my account. Full refund.
How much, dare I ask?
It was about the price of a Confederate flag record.
Can't put a price. All right. So can reveal this beautiful pair of pants went for $699.99. Nice.
I was so close. I was $3 off.
Dang it. Very, very good, Andy. Very, very good. All right. So that being said, the scores on the doors are as follows after the first round. In third place with 0 points, it's Kenny. In joint second place with 5 points apiece, it's Pete and Andy. And in first place, showing them how it's done, strutting in like a big lad, it's our current champion, Luke Owen. Right, but everything can change because let's not forget, we sometimes do trivia on this show.
No.
It's coming up right now. It's Pay God. You.
I specifically requested that you didn't do this before we went on air.
I know, and I heard those concerns, and I don't care. Right. So the way this round works is you have to guess the pay-per-view. And it's basically a buzzer situation. Your buzzers are you saying your own name out loud. Let's just test your buzzers. 3, 2, 1.
Randy.
Hey.
Just some good podcast audio there. Right. So I'm going to give you basically up to 5 clues. Each clue is a match on that card, starting with an obscure match, which is worth 5 points, and then ending with the main event, the most obvious match on the card, which is only worth 1 point. And every match is obviously worth 1 point less. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you buzz in on the first round and get it, then you get 5 points. Congratulations. If you buzz in and get it wrong, you cannot buzz for the rest of that question. You'll be able to join in for the next question after that. Everything makes sense?
Yes.
Golden. Right. So this is the first pay-per-view. Buzz in with your own name if you can get it from this match. Earthquake versus Hercules.
Luke.
I'm
going with a punt here because here's my tactic for this round.
Right.
Guesses.
That's how trivia game shows mostly work, but go for it.
Because I need to rack up as many points as possible, and I'm going to use some of my experience here and say WrestleMania 8.
Incorrect.
Kenny.
You are out for this question. Would
Unlucky,
anyone else
Luke.
like to buzz in
Kenny.
for this one? Kenny, yep.
Is it WrestleMania 6?
Absolutely. WrestleMania 6, the ultimate challenge. The other ones for WrestleMania 6 were Ted DiBiase versus Jake Roberts, Demolition versus The Colossal Connection, Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire versus Randy Savage and Sensational Sherry, and Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, of course. Good tactic, Luke. Didn't pay off for you this
Pete.
time.
That didn't work there, mate.
Yep.
5 points to
Come
Kenny.
on, Pete.
He's screaming back. All right. So the next pay-per-view. Can you get it from this? Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin.
Kenny.
Kenny?
Is it SummerSlam 2018?
It is not.
Yeah. Oh no, unlucky.
Well, that's what was on my mind, so thanks for that.
Would anyone else like to guess before we move along?
No, I've learnt my lesson.
Pete, you look like you're umming and ahhing.
No, not guessing.
All right. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns.
Luke. Extreme Rules 2019.
No.
Andy.
Andy.
In that case, Extreme Rules 2018.
Correct. Extreme Rules
I was going to
2018.
say, we said a name at the same time. Come on, Randy. God.
No, I heard myself say it before you did.
Very good. 4 points to Randall. All right. So moving, in case anyone's interested, then the next ones were going to be AJ Styles versus Rusev, Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No, and Ziggler versus Rollins 30-minute Iron Man match. So who can guess it from this one? It is Matt Hardy versus MVP. Pete.
I have no idea.
Cool.
I'm going to guess a random pay-per-view from a random year. Let's go with SummerSlam 2008.
No. Thanks for playing. Shot in the dark. Would anyone else like to guess from this 5-point round? No, we're going to move on in 3, 2, 1. Big Show versus Great Khali. Big Show versus Great Khali. The Mighty Corn says, this quiz has quickly become a highlight of my week. Keep up the good work. P.S. It would be really cool to see an Oops All Champion edition of the quiz. That's an interesting idea. No more takers. I'm going to move along to the next one. 3, 2, 1. Edge versus The Undertaker. Yes, Kenny.
Oh.
Is it Backlash 2008?
Backlash 2008 is the right answer. There it
Oh,
is.
man, I had the wrong year.
I had the right year. I'll take a point for that. Thank you very much.
I saw
you
Matt
shall.
Hardy. I thought Matt Hardy MVP. I was like, that's got to be 2006. I was at university.
Was MVP around in 2006? Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were like, yeah. That one where the roof was open and it was raining. They were the tag champs and MVP was also US champ.
I do not remember that rainy pay-per-view, but fair. The other matches were going to be Shawn Michaels versus Batista, Y2J special guest ref. Obviously, the beginning of the Shawn Michaels Y2J feud, and Triple H versus Orton versus Cena versus JBL elimination fatal 4-way. Okay, so next up, can you get it from this? Kurt Angle versus Steve Blackman. Luke!
Armageddon 1999.
Oh, my big boy. There it is. Absolutely right. It was Armageddon 1999. The other matches on this bombshell of a card: Chris Jericho versus China, Kane versus X-Pac Steel Cage, Big Show versus Big Boss Man, and Triple H versus Vince McMahon. No holds barred. I didn't include the one where all the ladies splashed around in a pool for the women's championship.
And Kat got her breasts out.
Miss Kitty, but thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Also, one major point you forgot there is that it was Big Show versus Big Boss Man for the WWF Championship.
Oh, you're right. I did forget that.
Never forget.
My daddy.
Have you seen there's now an enamel pin you can get, which is one part is the police car with the Big Boss Man in it. Attached to it is Big Show on the coffin.
No,
but I want it.
20 by 20 apparel. It looks amazing.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Right, next up, can you get it from this match? It is Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler.
Luke.
Come on, Luke, stop it.
Because, me and Ollie were doing a Survivor Series 2015.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very well done. Holy moly.
So, me and Ollie were doing our NXT, we were doing a review of NXT TakeOver Unstoppable, which was in 2015. And in that show, I remembered going to a WWE live event in November. And on that was Dolph Ziggler versus Tyler Breeze. So I was like, it's got to be from that period of time.
Very well done, Luke. Jesus Christ.
How you getting on, Pete? I'm doing really well over here.
So well, mate. So well.
Feeling the heat? Right. So the other ones from that card, just to fill us off, it's Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens, the infamous Charlotte versus Paige, which was built because of Reed Flair, and Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family, and of course Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. Not the main, that was Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. Wasn't 2015 a stonker of a year?
League of Nations.
Yeah. After that round, the scores have shifted a little bit. Yeah, there were 5. How did you do?
I think I got 3 points.
I guessed once, so that was something.
All right, in last place with 5 points, it's Pete doing his best. He's up late. In third place with 8, it's Kenny. In second place with 9, it's Andy.
Nice.
In first place with 20 points. Big boy. Nice to see that renewed confidence. Darian Pittman has given us $10 saying, RIP King Shad, love you, Adam, Kenny, Luke, Sean, and Ollie. And Josh Kirch says, it's my birthday, so can you guys say happy birthday, Josh Kirch? On count of 3, please say happy birthday. 1, 2, 3.
Happy
birthday, Josh.
Josh.
Happy birthday, Josh.
That's my line.
Oh my God.
Awesome. So this is a stressful one.
So top quality.
This was made on the
video would be proud.
It was made the first round of Photoshops I did for this quiz when my skills were still in their infancy, and they have suffered some arrested development. So as this round is, if you've ever seen That's My Line, celebrities try and guess the profession of someone by asking them yes or no questions. In this round, I have assigned each of you a wrestler. You have to work out who that wrestler is by asking yes or no questions. You start with 20 points. But every question you ask, not a correct answer, every question you ask will cost you a point until you get to 20 questions, at which point you got no points left and you have lost and you leave with nothing. Luke managed to get this in 4 questions, I believe, one time. Let's see if you can shatter that record. Just before you do, Aaron Iron says, that's money. Yeah, that's that money. Oh, sorry, that money. Yeah. Of course, I get the reference. All right. So first up on the docket is going to be Luke. doing as well as you are. We have our electronic countdown ready to go, starting at 20. Spared no expense. Luke, let me just pull up the Wikipedia page of the person you've been assigned. Please go for it.
Is it Sid?
It is not Sid.
Damn it.
Imagine.
Damn it.
Last week, Luke, you basically rattled out 6 questions in about 20 seconds and got it right.
Well, sit back, Randy. Watch this.
I'm ready.
Are they currently working for WWE?
No.
Have they previously worked for WWE?
Yes.
Are they currently in New Japan Pro Wrestling?
No.
Are they currently in All Elite Wrestling?
Yes.
Is it John Moxley?
No.
Is it Brody Lee?
No.
Is it Dustin Rhodes?
It is indeed Dustin Rhodes.
As soon as AEW, there's only like 3 people it could be.
Yes. Scattergun.
Okay, the anniversary of their first pay-per-view on Saturday, but sure. Nice shade there, Andy. Right. Well done, Luke. Bloody hell. Kenny, you are next at bat. Let me just get your person's Wikipedia page up. Done. Please, when you're ready, you may start.
Am I a current WWE superstar?
No.
Have I ever main evented a WrestleMania?
No.
Am I a man?
No.
Am I currently involved in AEW?
No.
Currently in wrestling, not. Am I in WWE? No, you said no to that, didn't you? I'm not in WWE.
You did say no to that, yeah.
I'm not in WWE. I've not been in the WrestleMania main event. Given I only really watch WWE, this is challenging.
The chickens have come home to roost.
Not in AEW, not WWE. So the only things that I watch, they're not in. Am I a wrestler?
Yes.
Okay.
Am
I Japanese?
No. To clarify your answer, currently, I wouldn't say it's your full-time gig.
Oh, no idea. It's not Ronda Rousey because she was in the WrestleMania main event.
No.
Not the full-time gig. Am I Dixie Carter?
No. Definitely was a wrestler, but not now. Basically,
she took a bump. Oh god, that would also say no. Make you a wrestler, I guess, Adam.
I am a wrestler.
Someone chopped me in a nightclub once.
Was I famous for being in TNA?
No.
No. I feel like Kenny's missed something quite big here.
Well, you can help out. There's no need to bogart.
Well, it's just because you said, is she currently in WWE? And he said no, so she might have previously been in WWE.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, good point. Am I in the Hall of Fame?
No.
That laugh.
That's got to be a clue.
They put all the women in the Hall of Fame. Who could it be? Ivory's in. Tori Wilson's in. Oh, am I Stacy Keibler?
No.
Ooh, good guess.
Good guess, though. Very good guess.
Hall of Fame worthy, though.
Okay. Have I wrestled in the last 10 years?
Scroll up. Yes.
Am I Candice Michelle?
No.
Ooh.
Another good guess.
Great guess.
I wish you were.
All right.
Because if I was, there'd be nothing stopping us.
Andy is in the outfit.
Okay. Who else could be? Last 10 years. Am I married to The Undertaker?
You are not married to The Undertaker.
That would have narrowed it down.
It's not Sarah. She beat DDP once.
It's not my main gig. Am I Eva Marie?
No.
Oh, good shout.
Oh, man.
I feel like this one is so much more difficult than looks. I just want that in there. You got Dustin Rhodes.
A couple of weeks ago, he got Cody.
Yeah. Whereas I've got like...
What's his favoritism, Adam?
Look, it's...
Dude, if you would have come first in the quiz during the quiz, you'd have got to go first here.
I got Umaga a couple of weeks ago.
I'd take that. Wrestling so I used to wrestle in WWE and I wrestled in the 2010s, and I'm not in the Hall of Fame, and it's not my main gig. So I would have. It's not Snooki, is it?
It's not Snooki. This one was chosen for you, Kenny.
By who?
By me. So I showed a bit of favoritism because I thought you'd be on this.
Okay, what question could narrow it down? Okay, in your opinion, as a wrestler, am I shite?
Yes.
Amazing.
So I'm shite.
I can't believe it's been 8 weeks, but that's the first time that question's been asked.
I'm shite. I'm not in the Hall of Fame. But one of you thinks I should, so I must be hot. I must be fuckable in some way. If I should be in the Hall of Fame. Because,
Wow.
not me, but this could be a long night, guys. Just sit back, relax.
We were rocketing through as well.
At this point, who could care? Oh God, it's not. If it's who I think I know who you've got. This is deliberately to make it be. If it's this person, is it fucking Kelly?
It's Kelly.
Oh, that talentless piece of shit!
Hey, have you not seen her, Kelly, go around?
Oh God, she's so crap. She's the only performer at WrestleMania I actively held in my shit to go and do what her match was on because I knew there was nothing I would miss. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get back into wrestling." Great. We really need you back to just break down the stereotypes.
Clearly, you've never seen her run the ropes.
It's one of the funniest things in the world.
Sort of slow down to a walk and then
At
turn
the
around.
Rumble. She's like when she's literally a veteran.
It's taken 30 steps to get there.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I chose that one for you special.
My
Kenny.
downfall, I could get to equal pegging and it'd be like, Kelly lost it for you. Just as she lost the enthusiasm of many male and female fans across the world for being so shit.
Righto, next up on that blonde bombshell. Pete, it's your turn. Lovely Pete. All right, off you pop when you're ready, big lad.
Pete's famously good at this round.
Is it Sid?
Oh, no, it's not Sid.
It's got to be one time. It's got to be one time, though, hasn't it?
Okay. Is it a man?
Yes.
Are they white?
Yes.
Are they currently
You've taken too many points. Oh no, you took Sid. So it's Sid.
Sid.
No, I forgot about
Right,
Sid.
yeah. Never forget about Sid. You can burn your points all you want. I'm not going to stop you.
Are they currently in WWE? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
That narrows it down to 5,000.
Yeah. A white man in WWE. Like none of them.
Do they have long hair and a beard?
Are they big and sweaty? No. Have they been a world champion?
Yes.
They have. Okay. Are they currently drafted to SmackDown?
Yes.
This is
Although,
your show, Pete.
as if that means anything anymore.
Come on, Pete. We
is your
review
show,
this
mate.
every week, man.
We do review this every week, so it's a person who's currently on SmackDown and has been a world champion. Excuse me while I write a list.
Hello.
Just point at stuff. Point at stuff, but don't actually look at it.
You guys are distracted.
Barbie blank.
If somebody said I could have, when she was in her prime, I could have set her on fire and nobody would know, I'd need to think about it. I need to go, is it worth it?
It's totally worth it for the embarrassing striptease segment on the first episode of WWE CW.
Best thing she ever did. She could do anything else.
What's your favourite Kelly Kelly match in history?
It's got to be when. Oh, actually, so I remember being in Walkabout in Glasgow when she won the women's title from Beth Phoenix, and my friend Robert that I was with smashed the glass and had to leave the building. He couldn't handle. He lived in a world where that Thunder CU was awarded any sort of title in the world of wrestling. I would have rather they brought back Moolah, like anything to get rid of.
How did she finish the match?
It's just, and then it's like her name's Kelly Kelly. What's her real name? Barbie Blank.
Barbie blank.
Like, how could she get more genetic?
Okay, of all the things to criticize her for, her non-chosen name. Right, come on, Peter. Let's be having you.
That's funny.
Braun Strowman? Nil point. No.
Bray Wyatt.
No.
The Miz.
It is indeed The Miz. Very
well
done,
Pete.
There he is. Best photo of him I could find. That's 12 points for Pete. Nice job, Peter. All right. Andy, that can only mean it's your turn.
Yes. Right. Okay. So, is it a man?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, damn it.
It's just you asking that question in that outfit. Just
Are they currently in WWE?
Are they currently in WWE? No. Hello.
Have they previously been in WWE? Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry? What?
You went, huh.
I went holla. It's the Kelly.
Oh, sorry. Mine keeps lagging. So they're not. Have they previously been? Did you say?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are they a former world champion?
You're asking a loaded question there.
Are they a former WWE Universal or World Heavyweight champion?
No.
Oh God. Does that mean they're a former ECW champion?
Yes.
Oh no. Second wave.
Just cover you up there, Kenny.
Is it a second wave ECW or original ECW champ? Sorry, is it a second wave ECW champion?
Yes.
Right. Crap. Oh, who won it? Is it Rhino?
No. Did Rhino win the second wave ECW?
I don't know.
I don't think he did.
No.
He was in TNA.
With his old gear, which he just took a little bit of the Y off, and he just became RHINO.
Which is how it's supposed to be spelled.
So they've only been an ECW champion, not WWE, World Heavyweight, or Universal.
Correct.
Are they currently in AEW?
No.
Well, it could have been Matt Hardy. Maybe he didn't win the ECW champion.
He did.
Okay, cool. Oh, ECW is not my thing.
I'm gonna write down my my guess now, and if I get it,
Pete, what is it? What's your guess?
You're not getting these points, Pete.
Is he white?
No.
Oh, is it Ezekiel Jackson?
It is Ezekiel Jackson.
I thought it was as well.
yeah,
Look how cross he is.
He's furious.
so angry. I used to be a big fan of Ezekiel Jackson for like a month.
Bigger fan of Big Rick.
Mm.
All right. So that is the end of That's My Line. Oh, we're 2 rounds away from the end, boys.
Wow, this has been a quick one.
Sorry, I genuinely I can't see that through the greatest Divas champion in the history of professional wrestling.
I just want to say,
face. Look at that face. Oh.
I just want to say, I drew some heat yesterday because I made a joke about Alicia Fox. I'm just saying, Kenny, you don't want to get the Kelly stands on your back.
I mean,
because they're out there.
Oh, you're such a simp, Luke.
I don't even know what that means.
It means that you're polite to women.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, moving on to one of the more favoured rounds in QuizzleMania history, the one and only the Artist Collective.
Oh, nice.
I love to see you draw, Peter. So in this round, I'm going to put you into pairs. Buddy up, y'all. In that... Oh, yes, the scores. No, you're absolutely right. Let me just very quickly do some quick admin. I think I want to see that. Okay, so the current scores on those. In third place with 12 points, it's Kenny. In fourth place, because of Kenny is in fourth place. In third place with 17. So not a whole lot in it, is Peter. In second place with 20, it's Andy. In first place with 33, big boy Luke Owen. Do you ever feel you're living the dream? Right. So in this round, I'm going to put you into pairs. Kenny, because you're our guest, I'm going to assign you a partner. I've got a die here, 6-sided die. 1 to 4 is Pete. 2 and 5 is Luke, and 3 and 6 is Andy. That is a 1. You are with Pete.
Oh, come on, Sims.
Me and you, Randy, the Simpsons.
Luke, I cannot draw, as you've noticed.
Randy,
but
it's fine, mate.
But you're right. You're quite good at drawing because you do it quite simply, and I like that.
That's kind of a simp, apparently.
You know what, folks? Actually, sack that. I'm going to take away the luck of the die because I actually think it might be fairer to do it this way. I'm going to put fourth and second place up with each other, and third and first place with each other, because otherwise you would have exactly the same differential in scores going into the last round. Where's the stakes in that? So I'm going to put Kenny with Andy, and I'm going to put Luke.
Kenny, I can't draw.
Yes, Pete.
Sorry, Luke.
Pete, you're like you're the MVP of this round.
And the MVP people are very good at guessing. I don't think it's got anything to do with my drawing somehow.
All right, so I'm going to give one of the partners a famous wrestling moment, wrestling thing, while their other partner looks away. They have 30 seconds to then draw that thing, and if their partner guesses it right first time, that's 5 points for both people. However, if the first guess is incorrect, you both leave with nothing. First up to draw is Luke. Pete, please close your eyes. Luke, this is for you to draw.
Okay.
All right, you have 30 seconds. Over to the super chat. Bishop Takes King. Good afternoon from the colonies, USA, etc. Thanks for being wrestle dorks. R.I.P. Shad. And never forget, 2 hearts are better than 1 heart. The Michael Cole tattoo that Pete drew last time he was on. Walu TV says, love you all so much today, and especially big gallons of love goes to Pete. Also, one question for Kenny. How is traffic?
We all do things in life that we're not proud of. We all have to stick to things we're not proud of, right, Adam? And,
Stop, Luke. Stop drawing. Go for it, Kenny.
But I'm proud of the work I did as a traffic reporter for Wrestle Talk. It was absolutely worth the £180 flight down and back, and to get through London to do. So
wait, hang on a second. What's the history here? Do I know this?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So Kenny came in the gag was we hired him to be a traffic reporter on the road to WrestleMania. And so he came down to our studio in London and was a traffic reporter for a couple of weeks. And we spent our lunch break reading through the death of WCW and specifically focusing on that TNA chapter. It was wonderful.
Happy memories.
Yep. That's how I spend my time.
Happy memories. Luke, let's see your masterpiece. Pete, this is for you to get.
Okay, right. So that is someone that's... Whoa, hold up. Okay, so it's someone with long hair running down a very big ramp, seemingly, to a ring, and in the ring... Okay. So this looks like, from what I can see, that this looks like someone holding a Money in the Bank briefcase, running down a very big ramp, perhaps at WrestleMania. It's then a person in the ring with a briefcase, and then it's a person standing with a championship. So I'm going to have to go with Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania 31.
Kaboom!
Big boy Pete.
Very good
Good drawing,
Pete.
Luke.
Good
Thanks,
detective work. All right, Kenny.
The long ramp really did it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I drew.
It's such a good run. All right, so Kenny, this one is for you.
I want to really lower everybody's expectations, and then when you get there, lower them again. Imagine this is going to be a drawing of a Kelly match. That's what this is. Just a little bit better.
All right, this one is for you. Andy, close your eyes.
Why am I looking at it? Okay, got it.
All right, you've got 30 seconds starting now. Over to the super chat. Larry, this is quickly becoming my highlight of my monotonous week. Hope it continues after coronavirus. Anakin JMT says, cheers for Kenny, since Adam conspired against Sean by booking him in a handicap match last week. Just a tribute, CC. Hey, Adam and Kenny. Next Monday, the 25th, will be 4 years since WCPW was announced. So happy 4th anniversary, guys. Thanks for the hashtag content. Thank you very much for remembering. What a silly time. Ruben George says, I came here to chew bubblegum and jam that jam, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Stop drawing. Stop drawing, please, Kenny. Your time has expired. Let's see what you've put together.
Sure. Okay.
Oh,
So-
perfection.
It's so good.
So there is a one-wheeled car, a fat man with, like, I don't know, prosthetic limbs underneath, or like birds on his crotch. There is someone who's dead, someone who's been hit by a car, which I think is a clue. I don't know if they're meant to have a little willy, but they do have a little willy. And there is a face of a man with a like a triangle. I guess that's an eyebrow pointing upwards. So I imagine that's The Rock in some fashion. And because there's a car and a fat man, is it Rikishi doing it for The Rock?
Very good,
Oh,
boys.
That was an excellent drawing.
That was a good drawing.
All the pieces are there. Every last
I
piece.
want to just note that this is the quality of a good drawing.
Mate, I mean, you said you watched last week's QuizzleMania, right?
I did, and this is
Sorry, not last week's, previous week's. God, you should see the state of my drawing.
Was that Heidenreich set?
this will be on eBay for $5.99 next week. All portions go to me.
Very magnanimous. Peter, this is up for you. So, Luke, close our eyes. For you, sir.
Okay.
All right, you got 30 seconds. Jam that jam. So Josh Kirch says top 5 comedy TV shows of all time, and let's go, Pete. Oof. I'm going to give you one. I think my favorite comedy. Each. Yeah, I think my favorite comedy show of all time, like in its peak, Arrested Development. I think like peak Arrested Development, like series 1 and 2 were unbelievable. You guys?
There is sometimes nothing funnier. Than Michael Cera doing the sad Charlie Brown walk. And when
stop drawing, Pete.
He opens up the bag with the dead bird inside and says, I don't know what I was expecting.
Andy.
I can't stop watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I know that's a bit boring, but Captain Holt there are sometimes I just cannot help myself.
Kenny?
I've actually just started watching Arrested Development, and it is brilliant. But my favorite's Curb Your Enthusiasm by a mile.
Oh, very good choice.
I identify with Larry David in so many ways.
A friend of mine's about to write his autobiography.
Oh, wow, what a gig.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Pete, what about you before we get to your drawing?
What was the question? Sorry, I was busy drawing.
Top comedy TV show of all time.
Oh, yeah.
QuizzleMania.
It's got to be Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that, I think.
Ooh, very interesting. All right, Pete, let's see your drawing.
So it's me. Okay, so it is a ring, and there is someone doing what looks like a superplex onto that ring, and then that ring is broken, which means it is one of two broken ring scenarios. And unfortunately, Pete did not draw any detail on the people.
I can't draw detail.
So it's either Brock Lesnar in the Big Show or it's Mark Henry in the Big Show. God dang it. Have I got a coin anywhere that I can flip? I don't, because who carries money these days?
Would you like me to roll a die for you?
Yeah, if you could, actually. That'd be great.
All right.
So
what are you assigning 1 to 3?
1 to 3 is Brock and Big Show, and 4 to 6 is Big Show and Henry.
Okay. That is a 5.
Okay, in which case I'm going for the opposite then. Haha, opposite day. I'm going to go for Brock Lesnar and Big Show.
Well, look at the big balls on Luke.
I can't believe that. Adam almost
ridiculous.
screwed you.
You rolled a 5. I was like, I can't believe we've lost this on a die roll. And then you go,
My fault.
Opposite day.
oh, mate.
Right.
Once again, opposite day.
Sorry,
saves the day.
Kenny.
The gambit paid off, but imagine if he'd rolled the right answer and then you changed it.
All right. Andy.
Luke cannot lose now. He's even when he's not trying to win, he's winning.
This is a hot streak. Can't argue with it. Andy, this is for you, my friend.
Okay.
Kenny, look away, and this is for you.
Oh my God.
All right, you got 30 seconds. Kenny, you can look, and over to the chat. Alex DeStefano says, hey, Adam, big fan. Love all your Undertaker nicknames. My favorite was Dr. Boo and the Spooky Crew. What was yours? I think Stuart Pork. I don't know why. That one really, really tickled me. Also, fuck Kenny. Andrew, having a party when Kenny wins. Jam that jam, lads. Scott Webster says, I think I'm the only person on the planet who didn't get back into wrestling because of Adam. I might go back and thank him for it after. Ian Berkeley says, you have no idea how much money you'd raise for charity if it was Blumpy's hair on the line. And Matthew Penny just says, fuck Kenny. Cool. All right, stop drawing, please, Andy.
It seems so harsh.
One of my favorite memories is when you weren't meant to be called Plumpy and then you ended up being called Plumpy. That was a great memory. We're all involved.
Fucking Mojo Rawley. His fault, twat. Yeah, we had some great times, didn't we, Kenny?
We had a couple.
Yeah.
Mostly
I remember meeting you for the first time. You were wearing your Bugs Bunny jumper. That was a good memory.
Remember when our old boss told me that you hated me before we met?
I was informed of that after the fact. Yes.
He doesn't want to work with you. I'm like, okay, cool.
I remember that someone. Our boss at What Culture said I didn't want to work with you, and I was like, "What? No, what?"
And I was like, "Oh yeah, what was the problem?" And he was like, "What do you mean?"
Absolutely ludicrous.
Amazing.
Love you, Kenny. Always have. Right, who's drawing? Andy.
Me.
Andy. Kenny, what is this? What?
Is this supposed to be related to wrestling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pete gets it.
I mean, I get it because I've seen what it's supposed to be, but
So there's a giant fish. What? There's a giant fish going towards a volcano. the first responders are below, but they've been crossed out, so they must have died on the way to the volcano. And there's a boat that looks like a shit. So this must be WCW.
I think you're supposed to ignore the. For some reason, you drew the state of Texas. You're supposed to ignore that.
I've crossed that out.
So I'm supposed to think of the fish and the volcano, but think more about the fish. Oh my god!
Come on.
But the boat's going towards the volcano. Is this really obvious and I just can't get it? Or is the drawing really bad?
No.
No, it's it. He's taken it in a direction.
yeah. Yeah.
A direction of Class A drugs? Like, what direction is he taking it in? Is it
Come on.
something to do with Bash at the Beach or something? Is it? Okay, this is Hulk Hogan's heel turn in 1996 Bash at the Beach. He was a big fish, and he was going to go into the rocket, and the third boat is Luger and Macho Man.
No.
Amazing.
It is Gil Berg. Gilberg.
Well, why did you draw a boat?
Because the boat is going towards an iceberg. It's supposed to be the Titanic.
Titanic didn't have a sail.
Why was there a volcano in the sea?
You ever been to Hawaii?
That's called Hawaii, mate.
Oh, it was Gilberg.
I mean, you tried.
It was a direction.
The thing is, I didn't know how to just draw what Gilberg looks like because he just looks like a bald guy.
You did well.
But it's okay because some of us get WrestleMania 31 where Seth Rollins cashing in.
Hey, come on. No bitterness here. It's QuizzleMania. We play nice. Right.
Kelly.
Hello. Luke, this one's for you, my friend.
Okay,
Pete,
so am I
away.
Oh, right, yeah.
Looking away, yeah. I'm looking away.
Oh, mate.
30 seconds.
I don't even know what that is.
Isaiah TV, let's go, Andy. Time for you to reclaim your trophy. P.S. Happy birthday, Pete. Happy birthday, Pete. Simon Ganji says, woke up at 7. Confused there was no QuizzleMania video for me to watch. Then I realized it was the morning hours. Dylan from Cork says, looking forward to another night of entertainment from my favorite wrestling pals. No Ashling tonight as she's FaceTiming her sister for her birthday, but she sends her love. Big welcome to Kenny. Daniel Holmes says, it's only my favorite time of the week again. Have a great quiz, guys. Hashtag jam that jam. Stop drawing, please, Luke.
Oh my God, this is absolutely no way in hell you're going to get this.
Just out of interest, Kenny, hang on. Do you know where Jam That Jam comes from?
No, I don't know any of your in-jokes. I just laugh along and pretend they're funny.
Have you seen Hulk Hogan's forearm tattoo?
No. I kind of fell out of Hulk Hogan 2015. Just something happened. I just thought...
You can't put a price on it.
Adam, can you go back in time and find it?
I will do my best. So let's say what I'm going to put Luke's picture and I will try and find the origins of Jam That Jam. Luke, let's see it.
What we got? Oh my God, what? So there's a person, and then there's 3 ladies, and then you've got an arrow from the last lady into like a spider and a sad face.
Yep.
Okay.
I am not proud of this drawing.
Okay.
I'm so embarrassed by this. I'm so ashamed of what I've drawn.
I'm less ashamed of Gilbert.
Oh my God, I know what you've drawn now.
Yes, I know.
Luke, what? You're our champion.
Come on, what else am I supposed to draw?
Don't you just love the women's revolution?
I know.
Oh God. Oh no.
I am so confused right now.
I'm gonna need an answer from you, Pete. I'm sorry.
It's not a laughing matter either.
No, not.
This is your champion. Look at him.
This is a heel turn. I'm so ashamed.
I can't even.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm so glad no one important's on this week.
I'm gonna go with. You know what? I genuinely have no idea, so I'm gonna go with the debut of Team Bad. I don't know.
I'm so ashamed.
Look, can I just be really proud of you?
Oh, PMS. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so the Pretty Mean Sisters.
We don't.
PMS.
I mean, we don't. I don't. Do we have to? We don't have to.
What was the other thing you drew, Luke? So that we know.
Oh, they did a really tasteless angle where one of them had a miscarriage.
A fake miscarriage, at least.
A fake miscarriage, yes.
Oh wait,
Vince
it was
Russo.
a baby.
Yeah, it's Vince Russo.
Oh, I thought it was a bug.
No. Well, that was because the only thing I could think of was like, what's the only famous thing PMS did? Oh, they had a miscarriage angle. I'll just draw. I can't draw a baby. Come on now. So I just drew whatever that was.
Yeah.
Could have done Mark Henry being covered in whipped cream. I mean,
Well,
yeah, you did draw meat. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go. There's Sean Stasiak at the end.
Yeah. Come on, so should have done, really.
Right,
That was really obvious.
pop. Kenny,
I'm going to go get some water while Kenny does his drawing.
Absolutely. Right, Kenny, this one is for you. Andy, look away. You got 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh, God.
30 seconds starts now. All right. Kid Campbell, in America, we say jelly that jelly. Tara Allegro says, could you guys wish my essential worker fiance a happy birthday? Due to current events, we can't see each other, and it would mean the world to me. Thank you. We love you guys. Happy birthday to Tara's fiance.
Happy birthday, essential worker fiance person.
Absolutely. Happy bloody birthday.
Sociological One says the J wants to see if Kenneth can say his last name. I don't know what that's a reference to. And Bradley Fetzer says, hey guys, why don't we rewrite history and say Tyson O'Neill did not kiss his son on the lips, but Vinny Guerrero did push Steph in a pool of mud. Also true. Stop drawing, please, Kenny. And yes, Kenny, just so you know, the Jam That Jam came from Hulk Hogan's forearm tattoo, which is supposed to say I am that I am, but actually looks like it says Jam That Jam.
I'm copywriting that.
All the best with the fact you could see his big old tits behind the arm. Sweet. I am that I am. Jam That Jam.
Jam That Jam.
Jam That Jam.
All right, Kenny, let's see your drawing.
I would like to preface this with this is not completed. So that may explain why it's not quite as it should be. But just really look at it and think about it.
Is it Gilberg? What the hell?
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so
Okay.
right. I think I might have an idea just because of the mask. So at first I thought, why has he got a PlayStation controller in his face? But the thing on the right is really confusing me. It looks like Kirk from Simpsons is trying to draw identity.
It looks like an up-down map of
Dignity, whatever.
England.
It does look like. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. So there is something in either a doorway, or perhaps on a door, or
something to do with a
in
door.
a picture. There's some kind of frame, but simply because of the PlayStation face, which I now think is probably the Ultimate Warrior's mask, and he's going boo. I'm going to say when Warrior appeared in the mirror.
Very good.
Well,
nicely played there, Andrew.
What? Sorry, what was the... Why was that Hogan?
Let me talk you through my process. So I started by drawing what was meant to be his hair, and then a bandana, and then I just didn't know how to do a muscle backwards. And then when I was about to do his weight belt, I ran out of time before I could...
Oh! See, the arm and the hair are connected, so I thought it was a horse. Because it looks like it's got two legs and it's got hair.
But can we just admire that Ultimate Warrior face paint there?
It's very good.
Pretty good, mate.
And he's got the eyes in the mask. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's either that or a PlayStation controller.
Either or.
All right. So, Pete, this one is for you. Please look away, Luke. Pete, you have 30 seconds to draw this.
Pete, I don't really know what that is.
Me neither.
All right, you got 30 seconds. You absolutely should know what this is. Right, go for it. Alex Swanson. Adam, will you please read me bedtime stories every night? No. P.S. Tyson O'Neill kissed his wife on the lips on their wedding day. Oliver Webb, as much as I want him to win, fuck Kenny. Lee Spicer says, go on, Luke. You can do it again, maybe. And just remember the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dodge.
Comrade6079 says, QuizzleMania inspired me to create my own lockdown family quiz time Cinemania, which is on its 8th edition too. You'll be hearing from our lawyers in the morning. Thanks for the entertainment, guys. Stop drawing, please. Pete.
Can I just very quickly bring one thing up? So because people keep bringing up fuck Kenny, I should mention that they made this T-shirt at that place and never told me about it, and I didn't get a penny. So they were like, "You should promote the T-shirt." So I made a point of being like, "Here's this T-shirt. I get no money from it. Please never buy it." and I think that's a fair trade-off.
I really do. That is, sorry. Also, sorry about the whole fuck Kenny thing. I feel partly responsible.
To be fair, I feel like once you got Plumpy, the universe had corrected itself.
Yeah, that's fair. Pete, oh, sorry. You have an amazing drawing to show us.
Do I?
Yeah.
This hasn't gone well. I'll say.
Pete.
It's not gone well.
Right.
Some romantic evening.
So, what I am seeing here is a doctor's stethoscope plus butt. So, Dr. Butt. Okay. Right. Let's think of famous doctors in wrestling.
It's not Britt Baker. It's not.
Oh, well, that was going to be. I was going to go. There's Britt Baker. There's Isaac Yankem.
God, give it another clue. He's going to go for Britt Baker there. That could have been T.
There's a doctor plus a butt, or is it times butt? Like it could be multiplied by butt, like stethoscope multiplied by butt.
Yeah.
Cool.
The doctor of buttonomics.
It could be. It could be. Warrior being sick and the doctors are surrounding him. It could be Dr. Austin hitting Vince McMahon with the butt thing, the pan.
Doctor times butt.
In fact, that's what I'm going to go with. Steve Austin hitting Vince McMahon with a bedpan.
Alas, it was Dr. Heine. Everyone recommends, So,
Is that how you spell Heine?
Maybe. I don't know. It's an Americanism. So Jim Ross went to have a colon operation, and Vince, wonderful employer that he is, decided to make fun of the fact that Jim Ross was off for surgery by doing a sketch live from his colon surgery, featuring Dr. Heine pulling various items out of a prosthetic ass of Jim Ross.
There's like he pulls a cowboy hat or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now. My other guess was going to be Dean Ambrose getting injections in the butt.
Where was that from?
That was his
It was no germ run.
That was just before he left. He was a germaphobe.
Oh my god! It was so easy. Anyway, right, Andy. Let's finish off with you. You've got 30. Pete. Kenny. Look away. You've got 30 seconds to draw this. All right.
Strong.
30 seconds starting now. Christoph712 says, "Is it me or does Chopper look like Eddie from Bottom?" Aid Edmondson, as he is now. Very good. P.S. Vince has his head up Rikishi's crack. Jesse Magnania says, "Hey, Adam, you're always the best. Just a couple of questions. Would you be up for rebooking Maven's career?" No, I'm fine. And what would your opinion of AEW launching a physical wrestling Hall of Fame in Florida? It seems like a waste of money. WWE's one is fictional and gets along just fine. Please stop, Andy. And Alos says,
quick.
Missed reading my last super chat. Love you guys. Please give a shout out for this channel. She's a doctor in her spare time, makes videos to fight stress, anxiety. It's youtube.com. It's called Meditate to Health. So look that up on YouTube. Meditate to Health.
Good work.
Right. Andy, what have you
I feel like this is something that I should know what it is, but I don't. So I've just drawn the two things that I saw on the page.
I really miss Five Nights at Freddy's.
Why are you drawing Big Bird in a horror movie?
Oh man!
So this is two things that you've seen. The first one is lips or mouth, and the second one is what looks like a Scottish woman in her mid-50s. Oh my god! What in the name?
I don't remember this episode of Pingu at all.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's going to be like a wrestler because it's not an angle, so it's going to be like mouth monster, like something like that.
I'm assuming this is probably something that happened before I was born because I have no idea what it was.
Stop giving clues, Randy.
Oh, come on, that's not a clue.
You're not meant to talk, Randy.
Okay, so if I was to think in the mind of a person who needs clinical help,
it's not Britt Baker.
So there's
no clues.
There's lips.
All right.
There's lips and there's a bird.
Holla!
Is it a really bad attempt at the red? This is me just talking out loud, by the way. Is it a really bad attempt at the red rooster? Is what happened? Oh my god!
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Mouth, lips, lip. Oh my god! Lip monster, lip. Stop shaking the page; it doesn't do anything.
It makes it look like it's alive.
Oh, so it's alive.
What? No, that wasn't my intention.
It's not Little Shop of Horrors because it's red.
It was more for emphasis.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to convey some messages through the movement of paper.
Oh, was I?
I know what it is, and even I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you've gone in completely the wrong direction on this.
I'm just trying to think really clear. Lips that are on a mouth. A bird who puts out. What do they make? Is it Akeem the African Dream? I don't know what you're trying to draw, but Akeem looked crazy.
It's the kiss demon.
It's,
Andy, you didn't draw horns.
I know. I realised that afterwards. I'm so sorry.
Former
Kenny,
TNA star, TNA star, Dale.
See, that's
Torborg.
really not my.
It's a WCW thing. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite WCW things where they signed a massive deal with Kiss to get the license.
Wasn't he going to do like a New Year's Eve thing on like
the Big Bang?
Yeah, WCW and TNA really not my.
But the idea was that the Kiss Demon was supposed to get like a series of main events. The Kiss Demon character, but it didn't get over, so he just had pay-per-view matches that they called special main events.
Now, Andy, I can understand you saying WCW, not my era, but you did also draw the duck from Five Nights at Freddy's. So I think there has to be some sharing of the blame.
Did I?
Yeah.
I was just trying to draw a man that looked like a bit like a monster.
You drew a duck.
Why
you drew a man-sized duck?
You what?
He looked very happy.
No, he was supposed to be going. Aah!
Please show your drawing again.
Or a ghoul. That's not a demon.
It's definitely Big Bird.
This was my original drawing.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You're a big liar.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are about to head into our final round of the evening. The scores are as follows. In fourth place with 22, it's Kenny. In third place with 27, it's Pete. In second place with 30, it's Andy. In first place with 43, it's Luke. There is less than 30 points between first and last place. So there is all to play for in our major big points round. It's what we close with every single week. It's survival of the people who know the most about a very specific wrestling category. I'm going to give you a category and we're going to go in order from last to first. All you got to do is name a valid example of that category and you stay in. That's all there is to it. if the first person out gets 0 points, the next person to go out gets 2, then the next person gets 6, but the last person standing gets 10 points. So if Luke goes out first, Kenny lasts the distance. Suddenly that gap is not looking big at all. No pressure, Luke.
It's a low scoring quiz compared to last week and the week before.
Just so I'm really clear, like say for example, it was like members of Pretty Mean Sisters. It's just like I can name another one. It doesn't matter what one, as long as I name a valid one I'm still in.
Yes, that's right.
Okay,
some of the questions we've done here have been like reverse chronological, so you have to get them in a specific order. But this week is special because all of them are general category ones. That is no reverse chronological.
That's actually better for me.
It'll certainly make it last longer. So just before we do that, Aaron Ramon says, if you think about it, Ollie, by not showing up to play, has essentially forfeited the game, keeping his losing streak intact. Also, Pete looks like the guy at Starbucks who's been writing a screenplay for the last 2 years.
I have. No.
What's it about?
It's about how beard growth can affect attractiveness.
I once went to a Q&A with Michael Shannon, and you know how Michael Shannon is. He's not exactly the happiest of persons. And
we'll find him.
And someone handed him a script that they had written in the hopes that he would read it.
What happened next?
He just went, yeah, that's great, thank you, and just sort of like put it next to his chair.
I was expecting him to shout. You oversold that story.
No, Adam. It was worse than that because you could feel across the room being like, "Oh, that's so awkward."
So what I felt that kind of ripple once I went to see the An Evening with Rey Mysterio. And they did questions from the audience, and one of the questions was someone who put their hand, and the person called him Oscar, and everyone just went, ugh. So gross, calling wrestlers by their real names in a Q&A.
Somebody at one of our Q&As came up to, he was in the queue to meet Shawn Michaels, and like they were like, can I speak to Kenny? And I came over and he said, I've got a gift for Shawn, can I give it to him? I said, yeah, sure, what's the gift? And he said, it's my grandfather's knife. And he died a few weeks ago. I just want to give it to Shawn. And I was like, I can't let the guy hand Shawn Michaels a knife because that's like the worst thing ever. But I actually think, do I have it here?
No way.
Shawn didn't fucking want it. So this is a man's knife.
Scotland.
That's got a little bit on it if you want to tie it to yourself.
Interestingly, we've actually got the owner of that knife here tonight.
And the great thing as well is actually made by Puma, if you can see.
That's good.
Puma.
The people who make
knives.
trainers.
Yeah, they branched out. They went through an emo phase.
Sweet Jesus.
Right,
anyway.
Maybe that's just what they do in Scotland. Right, they sell trainers everywhere else.
You call that a knife?
I just want to clarify, this was in London, England. Your territory, boys.
That makes even more sense.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a knife.
NXT UK roster members. According to the best resource for this, the list of WWE personnel Wikipedia page.
Adam.
That is the official source for this. So as you get a little bit of a list going, I'm going to start probably in like less than a minute, but I do want to crack into these super chats because we're on page 6 of 17. So let's carry on, shall we? Dana Greer says, I was catching up at work last week on these, and of course my boss caught me watching Whose Nips Are These. Lol. Keep up the great work, fellas. Neil Aitkinson says, fun time with the boys is the highlight of my week. Come on, Kenny, let's have yet another Scottish champ. Kakumara says, hey guys, thanks for doing what you do. Still wondering what happens to Ollie's calendar he got for Christmas. What was it? A strange fact every day? Read, Ollie, read.
Yeah, that is still in the office, unfortunately.
Technically, still in the office. The best Secret Santa gift of the year.
It was great, mate. Don't let anyone put you down. It was a great gift.
And Ollie, I don't think he ever read it.
Ollie's just a dick.
Adam Ulrich says Wrestle Talk versus Cultaholic suggestion 2 versus 2. Combined teammate scores at the end, and the winning channel gets creative control over the losing channel for a week. Perhaps even a best of 3 series. Holy Jesus. And Josh Kirch says, hey guys, my family's close with a lot of wrestlers. So if you guys want more interviews, reach out to me on Twitter at JoshKirch5. Fair enough. I'll put you on to Louis. Mike Miner says, if the next QuizzleMania gets to 10k views, Ollie should shave his head with Manscaped. Let's make this happen. And Dylan Prue says, hey, Adam, thank you for hosting such amazing game shows these past few months. It's inspired me to host my own called Dylan Prue's Super Fantabulous Game Night. Could you give me your critiques if you have time? And Laramie Eshnor says, I just want to say rest in peace to both Shad Gaspard and Larry Kazonka of 411 Mania, of course. Terrible week for wrestling fans. It has been quite right. So let's start. I think we are going to go in order from last to first. So it's going to go Kenny, Pete, Andy, Luke. Let's start with you, Kenny. Who have you got?
I'm going to go with Joe Coffey of Gallus.
Joe Coffey, indeed. He is off the list now. No one can guess him again. We move on to Pete.
I'm going to go with Wolfgang.
Yes, absolutely. Keeping it Scott.
Ones I've got.
He was the one that I couldn't remember.
All right, Wolfgang done. Andy.
Should we keep going then? We'll go Mark Coffey.
Mark Coffey. Yep. Luke.
I am going to go with Trent Seven.
Trent Seven. Good shout. Absolutely. Back to Kenny.
Let's go with Tyler Bate. Complete the Mustache Mountain Collective.
Done. And Pete.
Let's go with someone completely different. Let's go with Dave Mastiff.
Dave Mastiff. Absolutely. Andy. Rattling through it, boys. Love it.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, of course.
Good one. Nice one.
Nice one, mate. Luke.
I'm going to go with the current champion, Walter.
Absolutely. Walter. Kenny, back to you.
I'm going to go with the women's champion, Kaylee Ray.
Nice. Keep it Scotch. And Pete.
Stop trying to get Scotch over.
Stop trying to make Scotch happen.
I'm going to go with Piper Niven.
Piper Niven. Keeping it Scotch. Jam that jam. Right. Andy, what have you got?
Zia Brookside.
Yes, indeed.
Nice. Is it me?
Yes, it's you.
Zach Gibson.
According to this, which
What?
I've got from the official list of WWE personnel.
What?
He
I am
definitely is.
Afraid we've got to say goodbye to you, Luke. Look, I'm going to the Wikipedia page right now.
Kenny, you look like you understood that.
Well, no, because I think they're now in NXT US.
They're now in NXT. If I go down to list of NXT personnel, there he is, Zach Gibson. He is no longer in NXT UK. I'm very sorry, Luke. You are out with nil points.
Because he was going to be my next guess.
Suddenly, it's all getting a little bit stressful again. Right. So, Kenny, back to you.
Yeah, because I feel like Pete Dunne would be the same scenario where he's gone to NXT US. So I'm going to go with another member of Imperium, Fabian Eichner.
Isn't he just won the NXT Tag Team Championship?
Yes,
So.
I knew it. I did not want to guess.
Who
any of
guessed
them
this would
because
happen?
They just won the NXT tag titles.
Eichner and Bartel are now on NXT, according to list of WWE personnel, which Luke Owen himself has agreed is the most reliable source for this information.
It's true. Does that mean both of them get 0 points?
Yes, because there was no gap in between.
Okay. Right, it's me next then, right? Travis Banks.
Travis Banks is on the list.
Good one, Pete. El Ligero.
Ligero, absolutely.
Ligero, sorry.
Ginny, yes, on the list.
Good. Now, I've got another one who I don't know is whether they are... So I'm not... Eddie Dennis.
Eddie Dennis is on the list. Yep.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Ilya Dragunov.
Yes, he is on the list.
Good one. Oh, I didn't have that. No, I'm running out. Joseph Connors.
Joseph Connors, former WCPW champion. Very good.
God, I really like him as well. Damn. No, I didn't get that. Gonna take a punt, and I feel like this is a very dangerous punt. No, in fact, I'm not gonna take that punt because I think.
Why would you take a punt? No one.
Brand now. I think they're on a different brand now as well. Everyone I've got left, I'm like, I feel like they've been moved to NXT now.
Pete, if this helps, I have 2, and one of them's a maybe.
I don't have anyone else at the minute, so I'm going to have to go for the punt. I'm going to bank on the fact that he's not NXT Tag Team Champion, and I'm going to say Alexander Wolf.
Alexander Wolf is part of NXT UK, according to this list.
Okay, now I don't know about my other ones. Killer Kelly?
Goodbye. All right. So Andy has 6 points for coming in second. You need to get 1 right in order to get 10, or you get 6 alongside Andy.
Okay. You said NXT UK personnel. It's not just wrestlers. Am I right?
It's on-air personnel.
On-air personnel. Johnny Saint.
Johnny Saint is correct. Well done, Pete. 10 points to Smooth Pete. Let's bring you back.
Oh, if I realized it was.
Can I just ask one quick question? Just one.
You absolutely can.
Have you got like a web browser there, Ad?
I do.
Can you open it to www.com, please? Just like
WWE.com.
and let's go to stars.
I also went to go check this.
The drop-down menu of NXT UK. You just let me know when you find Fabian Eichner and how you want to rectify your judgment.
All right, NXT UK.
Was Tony Storm on, or has she been moved to NXT?
No, I think Tony Storm's still on NXT UK.
That was one of mine, yeah.
Because I had her and I had Travis Banks on my list.
Hello.
We did Travis Banks. My other one was Noam Dar, but I don't know if he was 205 Live.
I also had Jordan Devlin, but he's NXT Cruiserweight Champion, but I thought he won it at a UK show, so I didn't know if he was still technically part of that. But
isn't there one called like Wild Boar or something silly?
Wild Boar is in there.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I just thought it's not Wild Boar. That's too stupid.
Primate as well.
Primate. That's the one I was thinking of.
Bloody love Primate.
Superstar stats doesn't say. So I went to Superstars, and it's basically just all of their superstars in alphabetical order, with not being delineated by brand.
There's been a drop down.
Oh, there's been a drop down. NXT
UK.
Fabian Eichner is there.
According to this, Noam Dar is still listed as NXT UK.
Oh.
But Zach Gibson is not.
Okay. How to rectify this? Because it does say Fabian Eichner apparently is part of there, but weirdly, and Marcel Barthel is also.
Now, I will say, and this is the point I've always made about WWE.com, it is the last place to get updated.
Oh, come on.
Wikipedia is always ahead of the game.
They actually often don't update it for several years, Kenny.
Yeah.
To be fair, Zach Gibson is not on this website.
He is not.
So
but I stand by that mistake.
Okay. How many did you guys win by? Pete and Andy, you listed off after Kenny went out. You listed off how many?
4 or 5,
yeah.
maybe.
4.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, if you can right now list me 4 more members of NXT UK, I will give you 6 points. If you can list me 6, I'll give you 10 points.
What?
Isla Dawn, Amir Jordan, Sid Scala, Joseph Connors, Flash Morgan Webster.
I already said Joseph Connors. He's out.
Okay, Morgan Webster, Kenny Williams, Legato, Eddie Dennis.
Did Eddie Dennis?
So that's a sizable amount, right? I'm going to give you 6 points.
I was going to say, don't take my 10-point victory away from me. That's
Not
the
taking your
first time
10
I've
points.
ever got.
Well done, Pete.
I've ever got 10
Pete,
points.
I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of us for not being the last
God.
first
You
two
did
out.
very well, boys. You did well.
I really thought there would not be any controversy this week in this round. You do like to make my life difficult, Kenny, and I love you for it. All right.
I just realized I wrote down Tony Strom.
Wait, you know, Kenny, how Kenny said that if you go on the drop down on NXT UK, you see all the wrestlers, and then he just named lots of wrestlers.
Controversy abound.
It's fine. I really don't mind.
Yeah.
Come on,
No,
write
look
down.
at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a man who's earned at least 6 points.
Yeah, totally.
I think it turned.
Isla Dawn. I forgot about Isla Dawn as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So did NXT UK. I mean, like, no one watches the show, mate.
I got
Kenny,
offered tickets to it once, and I said no.
Kenny, you have my utter apologies. And
We can be friends again.
were we ever? All right. Next up. People who have held the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. This is not the World Heavyweight Championship that was introduced in 2002 by Eric Bischoff to give to Triple H. This is when it was officially known as the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. It went away for a little bit. I'm not giving you any more clues other than that. Into the super chats we go. Luke Canner, Lenny Lane is in my boys stable. Love an OSW reference. Someone in the comments said, way to battle back, Kenny. Yeah, all right. Adam is quickly becoming the biggest heel here. Go fuck yourselves, everybody. Should have stuck with the source. I don't. Boo, Kenny doesn't deserve those points. It's always good to have controversial QuizzleManias. Damien Stewart, talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Parts Fun Known 3:16 says, jam that jam. Tom Dufresne says, hey, Kenny, I asked the question to Adam, so I'll ask it to you. What's your favorite WCPW moment?
Do you know my favorite? So I should tell. So this is a story I've never told before. So when Blompe was going to be getting his beaten from Rampage Brown, one of the ideas that was bandied around, they said, because Bret Hart was on the show, and they were like, what if you came out, me, and introduced Bret Hart to beat Blompe up? And I was like, well, why would I walk down and be like, here, and just bring an old man? Like, what would be, we can't do anything. Like, what would be the point? So that was fun to not do that. But my favorite match actually was Will Ospreay's match with Drew Galloway. I think that's one of my favorite Ospreay matches because he had a very different style of match than he has anywhere else. And then, there was the weekend where Alberto Del Rio, first showed us he was the piece of shit that he is now. So, there's many, many moments.
Yes, the clues were always there. That match is absolutely amazing. I think that's at No Regrets. Oh my gosh. My memory, it lives in there. Yeah, right. So because the current scores are Kenny 28, then in third place, Andy with 36, then Pete with 37, then Luke with 43. We're going to go Kenny, Andy, Pete, Luke for this one. So, Kenny, let's start with you. WCW champions.
It's, of course, the Jam Man himself, Hulk Hogan.
Yes, indeed. I also accept Hollywood Hogan. All good.
Booker.
Yes, Booker T. Of course. Not King Booker. He was a world heavyweight champion. Peter.
DDP.
Yes, indeed. Very good. Luke.
David Arquette.
That was my next one.
That was literally the first person that I wrote down.
Me too, Pete.
Okay.
Get him out of the way early. All right. Kenny.
Goldberg.
Correct. Andy.
Sorry, I'm just crossing that off. Ric Flair.
Ric Flair was indeed a WCW champion. Pete.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, of course he was.
Good shout.
Luke.
The Giant.
The Giant, absolutely. Kenny.
Are we including... no, never mind. Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Yep, absolutely. Andy.
Yeah, so I wrote it down. Sting.
Sting. Yes, absolutely. Pete.
I only have one more name on my list.
Ooh.
And I don't even know if it's correct, but I'm going to go with Kevin Nash.
Oh, yeah, of course it was.
Yeah,
He
of course
beat
it was.
Goldberg
Yeah,
for it.
Finger
Oh, yeah,
poker do, mate.
Of course he did. God, I'm an idiot.
Luke.
Oh, it's me. Randy Savage.
Yeah. Kenny.
One of my favorite title reigns, and I'm sure yours, Vince Russo.
Yeah, of course he did.
Oh, of course.
It's a good one.
Nice.
If you can stop getting people on my small list.
Andy.
Lex Luger.
Yep, Lex Luger was WCW champ. Pete.
Lex.
Eric Bischoff.
And he is out of here. All right. So that goes to Luke next.
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit was indeed.
Nice.
Kenny.
I'm going to go with Sid.
Yeah. Is it Sid?
Is it
Andy.
Sid?
Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons, very good.
Ooh, look at that. Look at his big boy brain.
Luke.
Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner, very good.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe it took us that long to get to the second last guy to hold it on WCW television. Kenny.
The Rock.
Very good. Andy.
I've only got one more. Well, I think so. Did Vader hold it?
Big Van Vader did indeed hold it. All right. There are two names left. Luke, if you get this, you're pretty much guaranteed 10 points, because I think Kenny's probably going to get the other one, in which case you'll both get 10 points. In fact, everyone will get 10 points. Jesus Christ. Right. Apart from poor Pete, you will get nothing. What have you got for me, Luke?
Chris Jericho.
Yes, sir. Kenny.
I know
There's
the other one as
name
well.
left.
I do know the other name.
Ooh. Well, it's going to come round to Andy if Kenny doesn't know it.
I'm like 70% sure
Please, Kenny.
that I know who it is. Oh. I think this person. I need to think. Oh God!
Come on, Kenny, because I don't know it. So
Because initially my thought, which is not my answer, was Rick Rude, but I'm sure he was the last NWA champion. Oh. I think it's Kurt Angle.
It is
Bang on
Kurt
the banana.
Angle.
Held it for
Very
he had it
good.
for like a couple of days. I think he won it on Raw and then lost it on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Something like that.
He also had the WCW US title as well.
Yeah.
It was confusing me.
thank you,
Very
Kenny.
good.
I didn't know that.
10-10-10s across the board. All things have changed, and don't we like it when that happens? So, as we head into the last round,
And we're not bringing Pete back.
I guess we'll bring
you were
Pete
so
back.
bad at that round.
It was
Right.
a good guess with Bischoff, mate, but that is the first time in the history of this where I had every single name written down.
Wow. Our champion.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode of WCW in my life, so it's kind of a gap in my knowledge.
Getting 10 points by like just being sort of there is my favorite way of getting 10 points.
You held your own, Andy. You survived all the way through.
Oh,
right.
Itchy ears.
So the current scores
Oh, I wasn't
are
going to be last.
in last place.
God damn
it's
it.
Smooth Pete with 37 points.
Oh, my
In
God.
third place, it's Kenny with 38 points. In second place, it's Andy with 46. In first place, it's Luke with 53.
So the only way I can possibly win is if Luke gets 0 and I get 10. No, if Luke gets 2 or 0, I can win, but only if I get 10. Well,
It's possible. It happened in the first one.
I'll tell you, it'll
I
be possible
completely
until
bollocks
you.
it out, mate.
It'll be possible until you announce what the round is.
Could
So
guess Matt Gibson again.
this is based on WWE.com. Not Wikipedia. This is WWE's house. Pay-per-views, WWE have retired.
God.
All right. Nathan Batty says, tuned in to see the legendary Luke Owen himself. Then I saw Smooth Pete cosplaying as Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. Respect. Good luck all.
I'll take it.
Coasting with Culture says, watching QuizzleMania and working on my own YouTube channel has helped pass the time while furloughed from work. Thanks, guys, for the entertainment. You're welcome. Josh Kirch says, who are the 5 best high flyers in the world and who are the 5 best mat technicians in the world? Because the boys are writing down their answers, I will give you mine. My favorite high flyer, it's a nostalgia pick, absolutely, but I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy. And the best mat technician in the world, I would probably go for Bret Hart myself, or to be honest, Chris Benoit. I thought he was fantastic. Zack Sabre Jr., Daniel Bryan. I've almost named 5. MTX Draco says, is Michael Hayes trying to get into Playgirl? Maybe that's where HBK got the idea. Rhea Nocta says, just finished a retail shift. Thank you guys for what you do. Shad once introduced himself to Stephanie before Raw by saying, hey, baby. What a man. R.I.P. And Majin TV says, thoughts for Shad's family. On a lighter note, never forget Natalia grabbed Zack Ryder's Long Island Iced Z on SmackDown. It's true. Google it. Funny, Danny just gave us a tenner. And Gabriel Reyes says, is Luke the Jinder of QuizzleMania, losing every game before becoming champion? Joke. Keep the streak going, Luke. Also, you look great.
I want to point out, I never came last.
That's right, he didn't. You've never jobbed out. Thank you for doing it for charity, Pete.
Sweaty.
Athena Raymond says, you guys deserve more than one super chat. You all bring a smile to my face. Thank you. As I mentioned, it's my only day off as a nurse. I'm glad I caught this live. Love you guys. Love you, Athena.
Yeah, good job.
And Roa Sato says, first off, fuck Kenny. And Adam, how would you book the Embrace the Hate storyline? Just don't, because it's pointless, because he's not going to. NBA Namir says, I'm high and I want to see Elias have a 40-minute match with Okada. So many guitar shots. And Josh Kirch says, hey guys, greeting from Israel. We have a very vibrant wrestling scene here in Israel, and our champion is Matt Sydal. You guys should check it out. I did not know that. The more you know. Right. We are going to start with...
Just to clarify, sorry.
Yes, Pete.
One. So stuff they've retired. Is it like a... would that be, you don't have to name names obviously, but would it be pay-per-views that were like yearly and then they've stopped, or is it just a pay-per-view they've done? Maybe they've done it once and they've never done it again. Would that still count?
That would still count. So basically WWE, the network, they literally have a section which says pay-per-views retired by WWE. I literally copied and pasted them from there. And yes, it does include one-time only pay-per-views.
Okay.
However, in the interest of fairness, that does not include the In Your House pay-per-views, because they were titled as different chapters of essentially In Your House.
And you don't have to say this if you don't want to. Does that include Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, it does include Saudi Arabia.
Yes. Okay, I am literally gonna read 3 more super chats, then we're gonna crack into our final question. I am cognizant of the fact it's nearing 11. We've got to let Kenny go. JEDK says, who likes our truth? Oh yeah, that would be Adam. I do. God help me. Thanks for the fun, guys. Have some money. Although, can I just say, literally as soon as I said I liked our truth, he started doing his Pretty Ricky shit again. Yeah. And that bollocks. So I feel like I've cursed the man. I honestly, Jesus Christ. SWS pictures. Adam's roots are showing so that he looks more like an Oreo biscuit than an ice gem. And Damien Stewart says, having a great time. Question for the panel: if you were in charge of WWE/AEW, what indie wrestler would you sign? Mine is Jay Lethal. Do you have a top indie wrestler at the moment, guys?
Can you call Jay Lethal an indie wrestler?
I don't think Ring of Honor is an indie promotion, really. No. Is it? I don't know.
Owned by a massive conglomerate.
Oh. Just for his back tattoo, I'd say Icarus.
Callum Newman.
Oh, he's great.
Good shout. Cara
Noir.
Cara Noir.
Oh, that's such a good shout.
The Ojmo, Michael Oku.
The Ojmo, yeah.
Nice.
OJMO is great.
All right, gang. It's time to start. So we are going to start with Pete. Who have you got?
Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire is on the list. I
think that's probably first on everyone's list.
I believe
I
they
did
haven't
have
done
that,
a second one.
but very late in my list, I had that.
So, Kenny.
Fatal 4-Way, the one and only Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view.
Yep.
Very good.
Very good.
All right, Andy.
Sorry, can I just cross off Fatal 4-Way? The Great American Bash.
Correct. Luke.
I am going to go with Capital Punishment.
Yep, that was on the list. R-Truth's one and only main event. No, that's not true. He had two main events. Survivor Series 2011.
20, yes, where he faced The Rock.
Holy shit.
Would have been 2011, yeah.
Pete.
Judgment Day.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Kenny.
Not that this is how I feel right now, but Breaking Point.
Breaking Point. Yes, sir. Actually, of all of them, I would be up to seeing Breaking Point again. A submission-based pay-per-view. Seems like a pretty cool idea. Andy.
My things keep falling off. New Year's Revolution.
Yes.
Good
absolutely.
shout. That's a good one.
Luke.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights. Nice.
The shit Survivor Series.
Yes, indeed. It's all on the line. What is it? It's Pete.
Over the Limit.
Over the Limit. Very good.
Good one.
Terrible run of shows. Kenny.
Over the Edge.
Over the Edge. That ended for a very specific reason. And Andy.
I'm just gonna. Where did I write that? There. Stomping Grounds, because they haven't done that again. Well, they have.
Oh, Andy.
It happened last year. Who's to say they're not going to do it this year? It's not on the list of pay-per-views retired by WWE, I'm afraid, Randall. Right, next up is Luke.
I'm going to go with Fully Loaded.
Fully Loaded.
The Rock versus Chris Benoit.
Ah, yes. Pete.
No Way Out.
No Way Out is correct. Penny.
Armageddon.
Yeah, very good. The end is
here. The end is here. Cyber Sunday.
Oh, very good. Yep, that's been retired. 8.
Does this include WWE CW pay-per-views? I assume it would.
I mean, there's one, and yes. Do you want to go for that one?
December to Dismember.
Yes. We're not seeing another one of those. Kenny.
Taboo Tuesday.
Very good.
Oh, good.
I didn't have it after Cyber Sunday.
Yeah, after Cyber Sunday, I thought of exactly that.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Luke.
Okay, I'm going to go with King of the Ring.
Very good. Yep. It's on the list. I haven't done it as a pay-per-view in a very long time. Pete.
Unforgiven.
Yes, absolutely. It was an In Your House show, but then it got its own yearly installment, and that has now been retired. Who is next? Kenny, sorry.
Kenny.
Bad Blood.
Of course, yeah.
Yep, that's gone.
Yep.
All right. How about you, Luke?
One Night Stand.
One Night Stand is gone. Very good. Pete.
The Greatest Royal Rumble.
Greatest Royal Rumble. It is on the list. Very good. Kenny.
No Mercy.
No Mercy is also gone.
I had that on my list.
It's a shame. It's a really good name for a pay-per-view.
But I had it as a question mark. In
no,
which case then? No, as in like I thought they might have done one last year or something. I just didn't remember.
No, they didn't.
In which case then, I'm going to say The Bash.
Very good. It was its own separate pay-per-view to Great American Bash. Pete.
This one's risky, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know, because they've renamed the pay-per-view, but I don't know whether it counts as a separate pay-per-view or not, because it's basically the same thing, but it's just got a different name. so I don't know whether it counts. And at this point, I really don't want to risk it because then I'm going to be coming last. However, I only have this one and another one that I'm even less sure about.
There's like 15 left.
Okay.
Gonna have to rush you, I'm afraid, Pete.
I'm gonna have to go for it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go for Night of Champions because right now it's Clash of Champions.
Very good. Night of Champions is
well
gone.
Done.
That
well
is
done.
detective work, Peter.
Well done, Pete.
Kenny.
I'm going to go for, because it's not been around for a couple of years, I'm going to go for Roadblock.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
that.
good. Roadblock is gone. Luke.
Payback.
Payback hasn't been featured in a long time. Very good.
cock.
Since 2018, I think. Maybe 2017 even. No, 2017, I think, was the last Payback. Oh, who knows?
Pete, my hands are sweating.
Same. It's the only one I've got left on my list, so I'm going to have to go for it. I don't know whether it's right. Insurrection.
Yep, that's a pay-per-view. It's look, according to WWE.
You're absolutely right. Oh man, that's such a good shout. Well done, Pete.
Kenny.
One night only.
Very good. Which saw that was the one that Shawn Michaels beat the British Bulldog, right?
Oh
Yeah.
god, yes. Yeah.
Oh, what a night. What an awful night.
Okay, that kind of expands things out a little bit. But
Really good
I'm going to say for this one, Invasion.
Yes, one and done. Very good. Pete. 12 left.
I'm out of paper.
Oh. Come on, Pete. Big points, Pete.
That's still going.
Someone's saying Datsun was cheated. No, he wasn't.
All the things I'm thinking of, I'm just like, Elimination Chamber. Nope, definitely
No,
not.
no.
Money in the Bank.
Happened this year. No.
Still not that.
Sorry, Pete. I am going to have to rush you.
I know you are. I don't want to come last again.
No one wants
so
that,
much
Pete.
better this week.
You've done so well. 37 points.
And to
Big
come
boy,
last
Pete.
again would be awful.
You'd almost be tying with Ollie for who's come last the most.
No. Leave me alone.
Come on, Pete. In 5 seconds, yeah? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna go for something like WCW ones wouldn't count, I guess.
Nope.
Even though WWE bought them.
They would not count.
Okay, in which case I'm gonna say No Escape. That's the German name for Elimination Chamber. That doesn't count.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Yeah.
All right. Kenny.
So I have a question for you based on just what I want to know the parameters.
Okay.
What is the last in your house event that you consider in your house? Because if you're saying there's like 12 left, I assume a fair few of them are like in your house event. So if you can tell me the last one that you're not accepting.
Yeah, or they could be in your house event names that then became pay-per-views, but they weren't like in your house something. They were the pay-per-view name, and then they would be like, it's in your house.
Yeah.
So, based on the list, I will say that I am not in your house. According to this list, in your house stops in 1998.
What month in 1998 do you have it?
Hang on. Criminy.
And I know exactly why he's asking.
Okay. I will accept anything after September 1998, including September 1998.
Because the reason I asked that is because I've had down since the beginning Breakdown.
Breakdown is on the list. Yeah.
I didn't know if we were going to accept it, so yeah.
Okay, so anything after September 1998, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But I'm actually not going to... Am I going to go with that? No, I'm actually going to go with... No, I don't know if it's Retired. That feels too new. Rebellion.
Rebellion's on the list. Absolutely it is. Very good, boys.
I'm going to go with the awful Rock Bottom.
Yeah,
Rock Bottom is on the list. Very, very good.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre
is on the list. Very good. All right.
I'm going to go with Capital Carnage.
It's on the list. Very good.
I wasn't sure because I've got a UK one, but I'm almost guaranteed it's not on. I don't even know it's on the network, so I don't know if it's going to be included.
I have one more in your house pay-per-view on this list, and I will. The only clue I'm giving is Jesus Christ. It's from December 1997.
Degeneration.
Okay. Pardon?
Nothing. I think
you just know what it was.
Whose go is it?
It's my go, but I won't take that one. I won't take that, Kenny, because that's unfair. I am going to say that I've got a couple of options.
All right.
One of them, I feel like... So there's a couple that I've got that I think have been retired, but I don't know if they're like that on the network. One of which I think is very sad. The other one is a UK pay-per-view, and I don't know if that is technically in canon and is even featured on the network, because I'm pretty sure there was only like a bootleg VHS copy of it that was going around. So I've got one more. Vengeance.
Vengeance has not been featured in ages. Very, very good. Kenny, would you like to go with the one you shouted out?
I'll go with In Your House Degeneration X.
Very good. For some reason, that was part of the list. I don't know why. Some of them were what a weird company. Anyway, Luke.
Okay, so I'm going to go with... I've got three options here, and I'm going to go with a punt on one of these. Fast Lane.
No. Goodbye, Luke. That was not on the list. It has not been officially considered retired by WWE. Kenny, get one right, and you've got 10 points.
How many have we got? How many are left on the list?
5.
Okay, because I have 0 left on my list. So, okay. Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh! There's 2 that I think. I'm not going to say whether I'm going to use them yet, but there's the Wrestling Classic, the first pay-per-view they ever did in 1985, was a pay-per-view. It is retired. Will it be on their list?
It is on the list. 10 points to you, Kenny. Very, very, very good. 10 points in the final round. That's what I expected from Kenny McIntosh.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Can I ask my other 2 that I had?
Yes, absolutely. There's 4 left.
Mayhem in Manchester
is not on the list.
I didn't think it was. Yeah, and the other one was Evolution.
Evolution was on the list.
Shit, I knew I should have gone with that. I wasn't sure if they'd officially retired it.
So many more answers.
Shit.
So the other 4 were Evolution, This Tuesday in Texas.
I had that.
Oh, of course.
I had that.
The Big Event.
Didn't have that.
And Battleground is dead.
Oh, yeah, Battleground.
I thought of it and I was like, nah, that's not retired.
Adam, if for example, they never ever put on a Stomping Grounds ever again, can I text you in 5 years and get some points back? Like they do on QI with Alan Davis, and they say, by the way, 5 years ago you said this and we said it was wrong.
Never text me, Andy. So, with that being said, the final scores are thus: in last place with 39 points, it's Smooth Pete.
Oh, Pete.
In third place with 46, Randy Andy Datson.
On a Randall.
A late surge. In second place with 48, it's Kenny McIntosh. And still your QuizzleMania champion. Fist bump me, Luke. Luke, have retained the QuizzleMania trophy. I'm so proud of you, Luke. It's come home. It's staying home. All right. That is the official end of QuizzleMania. We're now going to go into the post show and read through your super chats. We do have quite a few, but we are more ahead of schedule than usual, so I feel good about a pre-midnight finish. Kenny, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
It's an absolute joy to catch up.
Sorry about my drawings.
Thank you for having me on. Thanks to everybody who messaged. But more importantly, you're going to get screwed in life, right? By Adam Blockade or somebody like him. Some smarmy prick is going to do it. So even with the Kellys and the bad officiating of rosters, you can come right back and get ahead of Lady Gaga from Stupid Love. And that's what you want to do in life. So just reach for those stars.
All right, and make sure you follow not only at KennyMC1985, but also at inside_the ropes. Quite simply putting on the best live evenings with professional wrestlers in the entire industry. Kenny, thank you so much. We will catch you later on down the road. Oh, sorry, Luke.
Sorry, I was going to say, Kenny, just before you go, mate, I haven't actually seen you in a couple of years, mate. I just wanted to say it was bloody lovely seeing you.
Oh, you too. I'm glad to be up against someone who has a similar level of Rain Man knowledge. I do.
Kenny, I've never met you, but it was equally lovely to meet you and for you to pit me at the post because I didn't get that last one right.
And I will go to bed tonight not being able to sleep due to that Big Bird monster kiss thing.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Also, Kenny, just before you do go, I do just want to read out one last super chat. AA96 says, do you remember when Kenny banged Pacitti from behind for What Culture?
Yeah,
Not a charity.
I tried to take that job as unseriously as I could, because that's what it deserved. So but it was fun. We got 3 cans of Fanta Zero, which often staff would steal the day we got it. So you were left with full fat Coke.
Happy time.
So for me, I just want to say this knife is available. eBay, not on eBay. Just tweet me an offer.
Someone's granddad's knife.
The knife Shawn Michaels didn't want.
Yes, did
It's lockdown. Times are tough. We're all furloughed. Well, some of us. Just hit me up if you are interested.
All right. Goodbye, Kenny. Have a good night.
Kenny.
God bless.
Bud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to keep Kenny's information on the screen just because he was a wonderful guest. He's a wonderful man. I miss him. I love him. Right. So we're going to go into the post-show, chaps. I am going to get through these. Yes, Luke?
Do you want to hear one of the pay-per-view names that I wrote down wrong?
Oh, no. What did you write down?
Well, I wrote down Cyber Sunday and then was like, oh, yeah, Cyber Monday. Getting that confused with Taboo Tuesday.
Very good. Split the difference. Right. So Sarah Luna says, I already miss SRS. JK, having a lovely time with the Wrestle Talk boys and Kenny. Adam, I'm legally blind, so your hair looks great to me. Much love from Chicago. Fucking hell, everyone's a critic. Simple Crisis says, I could have bought the scent of Kevin Nash, but for a few dollars more, I got you to read this. R.I.P. Shad. Josh Kirch says, who do you guys think are the next 5 challenges for Drew? And who do you realistically see taking it off him? I think that's a very, very good question. Instead of 5, I don't want to do lists because, guys, we have so much to get through, but I will take one from each of you. Next opponent, obviously after Lashley, for Drew. I'm going to say...
because my entire screen's gone black.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay.
I'm going to say AJ Styles.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kevin Owens was going to be my pick.
But really good.
I can answer the question of who I think is going to take the belt off of him.
Go for it.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
Totally. Yeah.
I think it will be Andrade is going to drop the belt and then challenge Drew.
Also a great shout.
I mean,
mean,
he's beaten him twice in under
beaten
5
him
minutes.
No, I know, but
he's crushed him.
But wrestling fans
Yeah.
have like a 2-month memory.
But now he's dropped the weight of Austin Theory,
Oh,
so
okay.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
good
going
point.
to be super bolstered.
El
Um,
Idolo.
All right, I'm moving on, chaps.
You guys
Totally.
have the best answers, so
Oh, sorry, Pete. Did you
it's
have
fine.
a?
They took the 2 answers I had. So
All right, on we
someone
pop.
else.
Double A 96 says, "Do you remember when Kenny banged Pacitti from behind for what culture?" Also, on an unrelated note, wrestle culture. Oh, wrestle culture. That's a deep cut. Jesus Christ, yeah, the old theme tune for Wrestle Culture was terrible. Loved it. Carter Bamelli says, Adam, will you please rebook Vince's run as ECW champion? Do I have to? Alec Farmer says, how do you get strawberry jelly into a jar? You jam that jam in there.
Jam.
I'm going for a loo break.
Absolutely.
Same.
Falls Count Anywhere Wrestling says, hey guys, love QuizzleMania, best part of Wednesday. Any advice for someone who is starting a wrestling YouTube channel? Quite honestly, lists are a good way to go. They're shared. You get a lot of people are interested in them. Yeah, lists are a pretty good introductory way to do it. Yes, mate.
Be
I'm going
charismatic.
to go and come back because my black screen is annoying me. So I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay, fine.
I'll wait until someone's back then before I go for my loo break.
And
just so there's
also,
2 people.
collabs are a really good way. Message people of the like who are also starting out, also people who've had a few more years experience, and then try and get featured on something and just try and get your name out there. Basically, that's it's difficult to start, but you have to. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Absolutely, and also put some yellow circles and arrows on your thumbnails. They do. Really
Yeah, that'll do it. Right. Ashley Beckman Whelan says, hey, Adam and Co. Finally caught a live quiz. It's now a store of my Wednesday nights. So we've had Randy and Phil. Ollie next. Jam that jam. I think that means in terms of shaving. Kelly O'Hara says, I love the new look, Pete. Your wife is a lucky woman. Hashtag potato love forever. Hashtag jam that jam.
Yeah, well, good going, Phil.
Tom Watt says Luke Owens for the win. Any chance of getting Dakota Kai on a future QuizzleMania? All the best from Germany. Remember, jam that jam.
Great, wouldn't it?
Not entirely sure we're going to get anyone currently signed for WWE.
That'd be great.
I'll drop her a message.
Duffs 101 says, I'm trying to summon an eldritch horror with very little success. Any chance you guys could all sing happy birthday to see if that helps? Very good. It is a horrible sound. I'm afraid since it's not your official birthday, we're not going to get the boys to all poison everyone's eardrums with a happy birthday. Will Stewart says, my guess for anything in Price is shite. Shout out to my daughter Lily turning 5. Congratulations. Luke might remember my emails in the past of her fight with cancer. She is 2.5 years NED remission. Awesome. Yay. Thanks for the fun. Fucking wonderful to hear that. Thank you so much, Will Stewart. Freddie Arendondo says, thank you guys for all you do. And if you had to choose a female wrestler to be a disciple of the Messiah Rollins, who would you choose? Ruby Riott, please. Yeah. She's been misused for so long.
Yeah.
I said on the Raw review that she has not won a single match since she came back.
Oh, that's just despicable. She's
Serena.
She even lost to Kairi Sane. And at this point, no one loses to Kairi Sane.
Serena from the original, what was it called? The
Society.
Society, very good. All right.
Sorry, just in answer to that one, if Ember Moon's career-ending injury isn't a career-ending injury, Ember Moon. I'd like that.
She would also be fantastic. Rev Waddle says, hey, hope everyone's doing good. I appreciate you guys and all you do. Adam, would you ever consider booking John Cena breaking Ric Flair's record? I think it should happen. I think that will shift pay-per-views. I don't think records should stand forever. I am considering it. Anakin JMT says, do you guys know that Shad was the mocap actor and body double for Kratos in God of War 2018? I did not know that. That's amazing. Oh my God! Yeah. R.I.P. Shad. It says, and
I saw on Twitter someone calling him like a real life superhero, and people were like, well, I mean, he did do the mocap for Kratos, so yeah, like pretty much, yeah, he is
incredible. Oh, God of War 2018 was such a fucking game as well. Loved it. Liam A. Stewart, can you wish my young son Innes McVeigh a big well done on passing his primary school exams? He's a big Cena fan. Can we get a wabadoo? Wabadoo!
Wait, if he's passed a primary exam, that means he's 11 and watching this.
It's true.
Thanks, Liam. Yeah, I mean,
my drawing of a butt.
Yeah.
We only swear sometimes.
Also, Pete, can you please show your picture of a butt again?
Let me find the page.
Oh, which one do you want? He's got so many.
Like,
There
Pete, we need to talk.
No, we don't.
What's
Why has
happening
he got 3 legs?
What's happening to
Dunno.
the right of the page?
Don't know, mate. Couldn't tell you.
It's like Earthworm Jim's ass. It's so weird.
It's like,
Anyway,
I'll be honest. I've never drawn a butt before in my life.
I thought Luke was going to get it.
I drew a line and then I drew another one, and I was like, "There's definitely something missing here." So then I drew another one, and I was like, "Yeah, that'll do."
oh.
No, that was a butt.
I'm getting some feedback from you, Andy. Could you pop your headphones in again, old boy? Luke Kana says the blamp is here. Grace Lester says roses are red, craters on the moon. Pete Quinnell looks like Tutankhamun. Very pleased to know Pete appreciated my poetry earlier this week. Haha. That poet Perry says we have had the loser shave their hair off, so now I think it's time for the loser to get a Jam That Jam tattoo for a charity amount.
Yeah, we've had that emailed in as well to say that someone's going to get it tattooed.
Yeah.
Wait, Andy said he'll do it?
I would get it very small. But it would have to be after quarantine because tattoo shops aren't open.
It's going to have to be after lockdown. I would be interested in getting it if the amount is very high.
Right. So
it would have to be a lot of money.
So here's the deal. We're going to do another charity stream probably in the next few weeks. More details on that to follow. I will set a limit of money. If we get to that limit, the boys are going to get Jam That Jam tattoos.
We could get matching ones. So I've got Jam and you've got that Jam.
We're going to need 3 of us to do it. One has Jam, the second has that, the other one has Jam.
Luke,
we'll just stand in a line.
Do you know what, dude? I think I might be in for it. I don't think that my wife would be particularly pleased about it. But
if you had that,
if I just got it
your...
really small, like here, just saying Jam.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like that on my wrist, so I could just sort of like get Jam That Jam like where I wear my watch.
Okay, so I'm going to set a number, and we're going to get
another one. I need
more. I have been as well, but I've been. I wanted to go get a tattoo done by Dave Perry, who is a former Games Master presenter.
And you don't really want to walk in and say, "Hi, I'm a big fan of your work. Jam That Jam, please."
Jam That Jam, please.
Does it? So it's got. I'm assuming it's got to be in the same style, so it looks like
in the same font, ideally.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, well, this has blown the next charity stream wide open. Wasn't expecting that. We'll talk, boys. Nate Drop Surname says, is that Kenny talking or Andy doing his Nikki Cross impression?
I'm so glad. Someone messaged me about that. I just saw that and I was like, I'm so glad Kenny wasn't on the stream when that happened because he would have been so offended.
Oh, it's amazing.
Can we please hear your Nikki Cross impression?
Oh, what?
Oh, Alexa, I'm going to fight you so much on SmackDown on Friday.
And it's just not very nice.
Jesus. Hoping for a back-to-back win, Luke. No pressure. None needed. Like water off a duck's back. Funny Danny says, forgot to say.
I felt like I stormed that one.
You honestly, for the first half, I was just like, my boy, my precious son. Funny Danny says, forgot to say, how would y'all feel about a battle of factions? Seth's factions, the Sexy Men faction, and Bobby, MVP, Ricochet, and Cruz/Cedric. Sort of like a updated beatdown clan.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, gang warfare has been traditionally shit in WWE, but I'm always up for faction warfare because Nation versus DX was all right.
Gang war started off all right.
Had X-Pac doing blackface, so something good came out of it. All right.
Smells like shit. May as well eat it anyway.
Jonathan Hedman says, first QuizzleMania I've ever been able to watch live in a while. Good luck, Pete. Jam that jam.
Jam that jam.
Lucas Ash says, it's my birthday, so have some of my gift money. I've loved every quiz so far, and it's really helped me keep track of the days. Cheers, boys. Yeah, you do know it's Wednesday. Renee Rangel says, Thanks, QuizzleMania guys. Love to my Wrestle family. Come on, Luke, you got this. And R.I.P. Shad. One Mad Clown X says, love the show, boys. Haku once kissed a man's nose clean off his face.
Yeah, he did.
Oh man, I love, like, you should do a round that is Haku stories, true or false.
True or false, yeah.
I need to read up on Haku. That one went over my head.
Good lord, he's a brutal man. Yeah, he did like literally like
terrifying.
rip someone's nose off their face. He once got arrested in a bar brawl, and when the cops just arrested him and handcuffed him, he just went psh, like that and just broke the handcuffs apart.
Dear sweet Christ.
Jake Roberts tells the story, like his version of events is that he goes, if I had a tank next to me and a gun, and I saw Haku running towards me, and I shot, and I wouldn't even shoot. I would just shoot myself in the head because I don't want to risk missing and wounding him and making him angrier.
I do need to read up on my Haku stories. Bloody hell. Chris Minter says, Luke has turned heel. He does not want to lose the power of first place no matter what. Clinton Davis says, Luke is a prototype on how to build a babyface champion. Conflicting messages. Right. Vladimir Danilov says, and I'm live. Thanks for the show. Much love. Hashtag jam that jam. Victor Collinsworth just gave us $5. Appreciate that. Juz Ewan says, and here I thought Luke was robbed when he and Adam are working together. They screwed SRS last week. What? There's no SRS screw job. Come on.
Did you feel like this episode was missing an angry American?
I mean, we had a Scottish man waving a knife around, so I felt like that energy was.
Yeah, but that's just a Scottish man.
Chris Richards says, thank you for all the entertainment in these times. Tonight's quiz is on my birthday. Could I get your dream matches, please? Mine's Edge versus Seth Rollins. I mean, you have Edge versus Randy Orton right there. I mean, that's just dream match territory. My dream
match ever.
Like, they're doing one of my dream matches very soon. Evidently, I think in Your House NXT, they're doing Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano. I'm all in on that. The match I would pay the most money to see right now, it's either Daniel Bryan or Johnny Gargano, or, and this is probably more feasible, Young Bucks versus the Revival.
Yeah.
Or the Revolt. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to go with either Brock Lesnar versus Keith Lee. I would pay quite a big bit of money for that. Or I would like to see Daniel Bryan, like prime now, Daniel Bryan versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Ooh. See who could win the Wrestling Observer Technician of the Year award. Definitively. Although it is called the Bryan Danielson Award. So there you go. And Andy?
I'm going to make a match up and just say a Royal Rumble, but featuring 30 people I picked from history.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks.
I love the Royal Rumble.
I'd probably go with.
Did I forget Pete? Did I actually forget you?
Yeah, you did.
Hell, keeps happening. Love you, Pete.
In predictions, in QuizzleMania, people just forget me, man. It's because I keep going last, isn't it? I'm gonna go for Will Ospreay versus Keith Lee. Yeah, why not?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll take seconds. Chris Richards says, thank you. Matt Sylvander says, God, I love angry Scotsmen. The funniest in the world, jam that jam. Tally Shaqual says, tried doing this last week because it was my birthday. So here we go again. I'm at work, so I'll watch later because my sister and I like to play along. Go, bro, for a second week in a row. Oh, that's aged well. Slow My Brain just gave us 10 Australian dollars. Kevin says, I just want to hear that crazy Scotsman trash Kelly for an hour. Holla! It was wonderful. Ben Isaac says, Luke made it to the top of the pile. Time for us all to turn on him. It's what we do, right? Zach Lesk says, thoughts on the Page Omega double team suplex throw? It looks brutal to me. Keep up the good work. Love the quizzes. PT Dubs, CM Punk should be the hacker. The Page Omega double team suplex, I haven't seen that. I've seen their Revolution match, but was that in it?
Yeah, I think that was in there. It's just like, I just think they've got an incredible repertoire as a team. Like their V-Trigger buckshot. Oh my god, it's so good.
How do they keep hitting it? It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the list you've got coming out on Friday, Adam, and fucking hell, made me want to go watch that match again. Just that ending moment where looks like he's setting himself up for it. and then just opens up the ropes. It's fucking brilliant.
My favorite bit about that moment is Tony Schiavone. Like,
yeah,
sold it perfectly. Just like, I
thought I saw something.
Guess I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great.
Yes, researching this week's list, which may be coming out a little early for reasons, was an absolute joy. Zach Less, done that one. Victor Hollingsworth saying, I love you, Adam. Back in the day when I started watching wrestling on YouTube, you were first. Let's go, Luke. Kid Campbell says, so Kenny, when can we expect the Inside the Ropes interview with Kelly? Glad he's gone with this one. Kid Campbell said Kelly kissed Kermit the Frog on the lips, the felt lips. That, I guess so. Cody Stevens says, hey Adam and company, I asked Luke and Ollie this already, but what is everyone's favorite non-pay-per-view title match? I think Lita Tristratus, I guess, non-pay-per-view.
That's a really good shout, actually.
I
didn't think of that one.
Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio when Dolph cashed in. That counts,
Yeah.
right?
Fuck yeah, that's the right answer. Fuck yeah.
I'm going to go with that as well because I couldn't think of one.
Sweet. And Cody Graham Shrivner says Kelly had the worst match in 2007 against Layla, to remind Kenny. Buddy King, with Kenny on the show, does that mean Jennifer Louise will appear on a future QuizzleMania? Who knows what the future will hold? Jennifer Louise is great. Chance
Awesome.
Colton says, in honor of Shad Gaspard, I have a little trivia question myself. What is the name of the very short-lived faction he formed with Cena and JTG?
God, I don't remember that at all. I wasn't watching a lot of WWE at that point.
No, it's not. Or it's obviously not Crime Time.
Doctors of Crime.
Oh, Doctors of Crime and Knowledge, maybe.
My crime time is now.
Everyone's Googling it.
I'm not.
They memorably joined forces with John
Were they actually
Cena.
like an actual team, or were they just like, was it a one?
It is called Crime Time C Nation.
Ah.
That's not
CTC.
even anything.
That's terrible.
It's called the CTC.
This is why no one was watching WWE. Well, actually, I say no one was watching. More people were watching it than they are now. But yeah,
Very much.
I remember feeling really bad about the Crime Time thing. I thought they were saddled with quite a bad gimmick.
Awesome. Video Pass 97 says, hey, Adam, can't wait to see the next booking. Next week, maybe. Here's an idea. Pick a storyline and change the main people in the storyline and roll with it. For example, instead of Summer of Punk, do Summer of Orton. He already had a summer, didn't he? Or at least the age of Orton. Kevin says, Kenny looking away when he's the one drawing is what I'm here for. Cliff B, the Space Machine. Never forget Kelly was Naomi's mentor on NXT. Jam that jam, Smooth Pete. Jam that jam.
Well, Naomi is quite good, so...
Yeah.
Evidently.
Allowed to be.
Down to Kelly.
Steve here. Thanks for this every week, guys. Great way to unwind after my first day back at work at retail. Kenny, best way I've heard Kelly described yet. Jam that jam, boys. Patricio Hernandez, love the show, lads. Just remember that Jam kissed his jam on the lips. All of our in-jokes are just eating each other now like an Ouroboros. Gavin Ami says, damn it, Kenny, don't like still game. It's the best comedy show out of Scotland, and R.I.P. Shad Gaspard. You will be remembered as being a hero to your son, not just his son, to everybody. Ben Metlis says, congratulations to Jay and Mary Thomas on their newborn JJ. Oh, Mazel tov. David Sains says, hey, Adam, how about a category about wrestlers' masks? Can you show the full thing or do a zoomed-in thing? That's not a bad idea. NBA Namir says, I came to play. There's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees, and something about Titus O'Neil. John Duarte says, you guys are awesome. Sean Bolton says, awesome work, guys. Jam that jam. Anakin JMT says, Andy, all you had to draw for Gilbert was a short bald guy with a hairy chest holding sparklers.
That could have been Pete.
I mean, Andy, what you drew for Gilbert was great.
I've had several messages saying I got it.
Good.
Well,
how is your
people
mum?
would get it if they've seen what it is before.
No, like
They might not have played that. They might have looked away as well.
The people who play along are like literally play along.
They look away. Yeah. Zachary Thomas says, I had to go back to work for a week and now I don't feel well. I have to go to the doctors. Don't go outside, kids. We're pulling for you, Zachary. Also, happy birthday, Chopper. Benesato, hashtag Datson's best friend, says, we'll super chat for as many points as Andy gets. Hashtag JTM.
46.
Jam.
What is... Oh, well, JT, that would be JTJ. What is JTM?
What did he write?
Hashtag JTM.
Jam that ma'am.
Jam that, ma'am. Oh, God. Gross. Joe and R says, Steve Carino cancelled my graduation ceremony, but at least we have QuizzleMania. I mean, it's a consolation prize.
Adam, would you like a fun fact about Benny Sato?
Yes.
He is the owner of the ring-worn Daniel Bryan hemp belt. He bought it for $5,000.
He did.
Ooh.
And
He sent us a picture. He sent us pictures like the day after he bought it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's fucking exceptional. What a great purchase. Mark says, if Luke wins, I will get Jam That Jam tramp stamped. So thanks, Mark. That's a contract.
For that.
You should have
need
said
pictures
Pete.
now.
Jeff Baldry says, Jam That Jam. Dance smoother, Pete. Dance.
Jam that jam.
He's a strong, independent chopper. He dances on his own time. Ivan Drago says, just when I thought QuizzleMania couldn't be more awesome, Ollie and Adam referenced Bronson and John Waters last week. Love your film taste and great work. Dartrain24 says, Luke drawing Bobby Lashley's sisters. Also, can we get an F in the chat for Kenny? Also, we need a shirt of that Heidenreich drawing. 100% proceeds.
That's such a good shout.
Proceeds to Heidenreich.
Gareth Eastham says Pete's hat color against his wall means that if you step back, it looks like he has a tiny head and massive headphones.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
That has fucking got me. That's
me.
got me, boys. Because now I'm squinting and I can't see it. Pete, look at me. Oh, marvelous. All right. Thank you, Gareth. The Adnap2 says in Britain, we say, can you pass me the jam, butty? In American, they say, hey, buddy, give me the jam.
In the north of Britain.
What a weird message. Isaiah TV says, you read my first super chat where I said, let's go Andy immediately after we saw his pitiful Gilbert drawing. And now I regret rooting for him.
Sorry.
Craig Pin says, who is he? Who is that champ I see? Rhetorical question, but they all know the answer. Lukey.
Hello.
Matthew McFadgen says, here's a near impossible fantasy booking for Adam. How Adam would book an Orange Cassidy heel turn. Good fucking luck. Howard J. Dingus says, my first ever live event.
There it is.
On a t-shirt.
Oh, put on a t-shirt.
Put that on
now.
a goddamn t-shirt. WrestleTalkRatch.com.
Pete, if you lose another 2 times in a row, can you get that tattooed?
No.
Oh, do it. Your masterpiece.
No. No.
It should 100% be a t-shirt, though.
Just on your butt cheek.
My first ever live wrestling event was that Raw in Milwaukee that is widely considered the worst Raw ever, where Ambrose got shots in his butt.
Nice.
I'm going to look that up later because I'm always interested in worst Raws ever. Ambrose shots.
On the Talk is Jericho podcast, Ambrose said it's like one of the main. It's when he like knew that he was definitely.
I think it's like September, October 2018.
I am going to find it. Marvelous. Read that later. So, who's yes. Lucas Surveillance says QuizzleMania is a highlight of my week. Thanks to all involved. Adam, as a fellow board game nerd, have you considered a social deduction round? That may be fun. What board game are you currently into? So, right, okay. I haven't bought a lot of board games in lockdown because why would I? Although, cannot wait to crack into this boy. It's an adventure game. Can you see it? Can you see it? There you
There
go.
we go.
Adventure games, something. So these are it's by a company called Cosmos who do great games. So that is like it's basically just a point and click adventure game, but like on a board game that you got like little places where you go and you have to combine cards together to make new cards. It's like actual like point and click. But the thing I'm most looking forward to is I've got arriving very shortly a game called Lords of Vegas, which I've heard amazing things about. It's basically what you should be playing instead of Monopoly. You're owning casinos, but each of these casinos has like dice. You can re-roll dice to kind of move and change the casinos around. Like I've seen a couple of reviews on it and it seems like right up my street. So
I think there's a really good playthrough of that on Will Wheaton's tabletop.
Yes, I did watch that.
Yeah.
Will Wheaton.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So there you go. I could talk about board games forever. Leonza Duncan says, as a black male, I was a huge Crime Time fan. They were over in a time when tag teams weren't. They should have been tag champs. Shad may not be WWE Hall of Fame, but he is People Hall of Fame. R.I.P. Money. Yeah. Fuck right. Fuck right. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, right. Damn right. There you go. Fuck right. Garrett Rogers. Adam, can you book the slow burn heel turn of QuizzleMania champion Luke Owens?
What have I done?
Artist Collective, mate.
Oh, right. Yeah.
No. Fiend the Whacked got fired today. Wanted to send my last super chat to say it's weird how Adam's Dean Ambrose impression and his Finn Balor impression are the same. When have I done a Finn Balor impression?
I don't know, but your Dean Ambrose impression was fantastic.
No, it wasn't. Right. Don't lie to me. Use your discretion with this one, says our moderators. And again, thank you so much to all of the people who mod this.
The best.
Yeah, our mods are amazing. I'm just going to read out a few. So we've got Bumhead Rob, Garage Art with a V, Les, the Mod Mother, Jenna. Like, these guys are heroes. We love them so much. But the thing, basically, yes, this has been highlights with use your discretion for this one, and I can see why. Never forget when Vince got naked with his cousin in the woods and wanted to put crushed leaves into her. Yeah. God, Vince, what
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh no, I think he actually did say.
No,
that
I think it was him.
He did say that in an interview. Yeah.
Yeah,
mental.
I can highly recommend, if you want to hear like just sort of a great deep dive into Vince McMahon. How to Wrestling did an episode on him, and it is absolutely brilliant. Like, some of the best episodes they've done, like it was that and the Hulk Hogan episode they did, were absolutely amazing.
Ooh, I honestly cannot wait for the Vince McMahon, the Dark Side of the Ring, like 10-part special. It's gonna be insanity.
I just wish he did an autobiography. Like, I wouldn't care if it's just full of lies. I just want to read. Christopher Jazzcat, let's go, Luke. Don't let his impending victory distract you from the fact that the Young Bucks once kissed each other on the lips. Peter Mullen says, I'm sorry I'm super late. See you all in an hour to what I assume is Pete's victory parade.
Yeah.
Also,
one in my mind.
Also, happy National Be a Millionaire Day, Chopper. It is. Apparently, it's happy National Be a Millionaire Day.
I wish I was a millionaire, but thanks.
Simon Ganji says, super chatting in to support 30% to local small business YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for the 70% of that. We appreciate it. Blue Cup A says, just joined and I spent about 30 seconds wondering who was in the middle on the top. Then I realized that Adam said Pete, and then I clicked. There, you're a draw, Pete. You're a weird draw. Cliff B, the Space Machine, says, what a Russo swerve. Pete and Andy. Never forget that Rikishi's cheeks have kissed many of his co-workers on the lips. Chris Henderson, Grado for guest next week would be brilliant, though I would accept Ordog the Great. Brilliant show as always, guys. Funny Danny says, I super chatted 3 times, lol. Did you see it, Adam? And a little message from our mod saying, yes, we got all 3 of them. James Williams says, I watched NXT UK every week. My goal is to become the first black NXT UK champion. Love you guys, and RIP Shad. Sam Wall says, this is the first episode I've been able to catch live. Love all you guys, and thank you for making wrestling a little bit more fun. Azo Smith says, hey guys from Brooklyn, 99. Sad about Shad, as Crime Time drew me into WWE when I was 10, but you guys always provide lovely entertainment with the boys. Very nice. The Newbie the Grey says, Dream Elimination Chamber match. Any brand, AEW, WWE, ROH, and so on. I would quite like to see an all-elite Elimination Chamber. Cody, Kenny, Young Bucks, Hangman, and Marty Scurll.
That's fun. I'm going to go in a similar vein. I'm going to go Kenny Omega, Jericho, Cody, Nick Jackson, Pentagon Jr., and Orange Cassidy.
That'd be great.
All right, Pete.
I've got Will Ospreay, Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, Kenny Omega, Pentagon, and someone else that I can't remember. Kota Ibushi.
Oh,
Very
Yeah,
nice.
see, I was going to go a bit of New Japan. I was going to go Kota Ibushi, Omega, Pentagon, Keith Lee, and two more. Hangman Page. And just because I think it'd be amazing just to see him standing in a pod for ages, Minoru Suzuki.
Oh yes.
Gang, Crosser and Crosser just steaming
Yeah.
up the pod. Guys, let's just talk about the fact that I think Keith Lee's going to be NXT champion this year. Isn't that wonderful? What a thing
God,
to
I
look
hope
forward
so.
to.
Mhm.
So Jason J says, finally caught your live. Thanks for the laughs. Take my money. Super chatting to promote the book Light Camera Game Over, How Video Game Movies Get Made. Buy it right now.
Should really go get my copy of it.
Has your wife been super chatting, Luke?
Injection says, can you Wrestle Talk guys show your significant other the Fiend build up to SummerSlam and then pay and record it as a reaction video? I mean, it's an interesting dynamic. What was that? Pete?
My lady partner's already seen it because I specifically showed her at the time. I was like, sit down, watch this. This is awesome. And she was like, I don't get it. I was like,
Oh,
that's fine, but it's still awesome.
yeah, it's heartbreaking to show someone you care about your favorite wrestling thing.
Yeah.
They never like it. Luke, what? Go on, give us a butcher's.
There it is. Lights, camera, game over.
Ooh, that is a
Shiny.
pretty book.
Yeah.
Is that hardback, sir?
No, it's paperback.
Oh, very nice.
Thick book though, with two
Wow,
C's.
it's got words in it.
Nice.
Mm.
I have no idea where my books are. They're in the house somewhere. I
I
have
don't know
no
what
idea.
my books are because they don't exist.
McGeek1 says SRS leaving QuizzleMania is like CM Punk leaving WWE. Hashtag best in the world. PS, new round idea. Give names of theme songs and they tell you who it belongs to. That's a good idea.
good one.
No, I don't
Gonna
know.
rock. Names of theme songs. Gonna write that
I'd be okay
down.
at that one. Have me on for that.
Lovely. Just made a little note of that. No royalties to you, I'm afraid, but thank you for the idea. Hashtag jam that jam. Gavin Amy says, what would yous want to see on next season's Dark Side of the Ring?
Use.
I would like to see an episode on Mitsuhara Misawa passing in 2009. I don't like, because obviously we were chatting about this earlier, and season 2 has been stellar, so much so that it is hard to think of stuff that they haven't done. I'm assuming Bruiser Brody was done maybe on the first season, right? Because that is obviously the one I think of whenever
That
I
was
think
the very first episode they did, yeah.
I'm
There you go.
not overly familiar with season 1 topics. Did they do the steroid trial?
No, so they did in the first series Bruiser Brody, Randy Savage, and Elizabeth. The Montreal Screwjob, which basically became the Cornette Vince Russo episode, and Fabulous Moolah. I think they did like a handful of episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do one on Warrior.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah,
Um,
all of the times, like he was fired so many times.
Exactly, yeah.
Interestingly enough, my brother, who has zero interest in wrestling, texted me the other day, just been like, "Have you heard of this thing called Dark Side of the Ring?" I was like, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know who any of the people are, but I was really interested in the Montreal Screwjob. It seems really fascinating." I was like, "It is. It's like the most talked about thing in wrestling ever."
Do you know what else would be a really interesting episode? China.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That would be
totally.
brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to push on. Benisato, hashtag Datson's best friend, says Datson was cheated. Hashtag justice for Andy Datson. Was he? John Kawar says, aloha from Hawaii. Hope all is well. I usually watch later on in the day due to one of my jobs, but finally I'm watching it live. Keep the awesomeness going. Lovely time with the boys. McGeek1 says, my round idea from earlier would be Ayatollah Rock and Roller, where you give us a name of an entrance theme, and they would have to tell the wrestler that uses that theme. Love you all. Oh, okay. Thank you, McGeek, for sending that again. Hello, lads from Maryland. I was actually at Backlash 08. What are some of your favorite shows you've been to live? Also, for retired pay-per-views, would you have accepted this Tuesday in Texas? Already did, my friend. My favorite show I've been to live would probably be, it would be an NXT show. I would say NXT I didn't get to Dallas. I'm crushed I didn't get to Dallas.
What show?
I would say NXT TakeOver Orlando, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Just the atmosphere of it. Loved it.
I haven't been to an NXT show, and I really want to. Been to live, probably like weirdly WCW fully loaded, WCPW fully loaded, just stacked, whatever it was called. The thing that was on your birthday, Blobs, I think. You were with Eric Bischoff.
There's many moths
in
in
a
my
segment.
Oh, that was one of our special shows,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it was.
Something like Total Destiny or something, maybe something like that. I tell you what, I should mention the WCPW shows because we make fun of WCPW. I know I do, but bloody giving me some of the best memories I'll ever have. And generally speaking, especially with Kenny on tonight, I one crap talks What Culture because it's fun to, and the fans expect it from us. But I do actually want to just say that I am incredibly grateful for all the memories that I got from my time at What Culture. I left for a reason, but ultimately I got to do some things that some people will never get to do. I count myself incredibly lucky for that. And one of those things is they sent me to WrestleMania twice. So I do just want to say on the record, I'm incredibly grateful for that. All right, moving on. Benisato, Datson's best friend, $46 for all of Andy's points.
Yeah.
Money where your mouth is. SRS in the chat. Oh, Sean Ross Sapp. This is actually Sean Ross Sapp. Fightful Pro Wrestling says, I didn't lose to Luke. Luke took more steroids than me.
That's the next Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Dylan from Cork says, well done to my favorite Luke Owen. Next week you become the Manchester United of QuizzleMania and win it 3 times in a row.
Go for the treble.
No one's ever got the treble. Have they? No, they haven't. SRS didn't get it. Ben Isaacs, Zach Gibson was in the last set of NXT UK tapings. Not that anyone watched. Look, you've already won, Luke.
Still.
Just make him win more.
Get off my fucking back. Simon Ganji says, SmackDown Review has become a QuizzleMania support group with Bald Andy and Smooth Pete.
It's true, yeah. When you look at the SmackDown Review, it's a sad sight. It really is.
Craig Kelly says, topic each of you would want to be covered by Dark Side of the Ring. We have just answered that question. Anakin JMT says, Luke is the Kevin Nash to Sean Ropp Sapp's Goldberg. Hashtag justice for SRS. Hashtag jelly that jelly.
What?
Jelly that jelly.
That's mean.
That's really mean.
What was that?
Luke is a Kevin Nash to Sean Ropp Sapp's Goldberg. Anakin JMT says Luke is the Kevin Nash. Oh no, don't know. Benny Boy 004 says R.I.P. Shad. Remember recognizing him from his tattoo in Birds of Prey recently. He was, of course, in Birds of Prey. Bacon Rasher says, does it say Pete on the bottom part of his top? Have a nice night with the missus. Let's all jam that jam. Love the end to my Wednesday evenings. What does your thing say?
Jam. I do wish it did say Concrete Pete, but it doesn't. It's Concrete Donkey. It's a Worms t-shirt.
Oh fuck! I get that reference. Hallelujah! All right. Richard Jennings just gave us £5. Neil Gotham says clearly with Pete's drawing he doesn't like baby faces. Richard Jennings also thanks for another great show. You guys looking for any more writers? Got a lot more spare time in my hands, and I find writing a great time killer. Please do message in. Who should they message about wanting to write for Wrestle Talk? Luke,
me.
Email Andy.
Andy at WrestleTalk.com.
Look at that. Mega Drive as well.
Drive.
Yeah.
The original Worms.
It says most original new title 1996 and Spanish Game of the Year 1996.
Who are we to argue with Spain? Crazy Lewis says Andy should tell people how much he loves me. Pavi let Andy out of his cage. Says cannot wait for Ollie to join the Dark Order because of how rubbish he is at QuizzleMania. That Poet Perry says the jam exam at Tattoo Slam is happening. Well done, guys. It will raise loads of money. Hashtag slam that jam. Foolish Mark says the only reason Luke was ever champ is because SRS didn't want to work Wednesdays. Top shelf reference.
Very good.
Eric DeRiggi says Titus and Mick Foley could be a tag team called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I read that one out because I liked it. Theo Badgie says, hey guys, if you can make a faction with someone from Attitude Era, Ruthless, PG, and actual NXT star, who would you choose? So what? Attitude, Ruthless, PG, and NXT. We're a faction of 4. What would you make? I would make Keith Lee, because Keith Lee is just something I'm going to do with everything.
The best, yeah.
Attitude Era, I'm gonna say. Ooh. Oh, I don't. Oh, this is a tricky one. Attitude Ruthless PG. Okay, I'm going to say Chris Jericho, Keith Lee.
Which Jericho?
PG.
Mm-hmm.
2008 Chris Jericho heel. I want this to be Chris Jericho's heel stable. Chris Jericho, Keith Lee. Keith Lee could be the Batista of the group. So in that case, you need a high flyer. So I'm going to put Jeff Hardy in it. And Ruthless Aggression, I'm going to put Kurt Angle because the Olympic wrestling machine was the best gimmick of the Ruthless Aggression era.
You're not wrong.
I can't think of anything, so I'm just going to go, Keith Lee, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, and Chris Jericho.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you for your support. Luke?
Raven, obviously.
Raven, and of course, Raven and Raven.
Yeah, and Raven, yeah.
Pete?
Attitude Era Kane.
Oh, good choice.
Nice shout.
Ruthless Aggression. Yeah, Angle. Why not? He was awesome. PG. Kevin Owens.
Nice.
And as the mouthpiece. And NXT. Johnny Gargano. I don't know.
What a
Throw a
weird
name.
stable.
Yeah, why not? Throw him in there.
Funny Danny says, sorry for keep giving your money, lol, but now that you're named an old pay-per-view, which pay-per-view would you bring back? Mine is Cyber Sunday because it would work better now than on the network. My personal favorite would be Armageddon because I want to hear that song again.
Not Stomping Grounds.
Definitely not Stomping Grounds, not Capital Punishment. I bring back Unforgiven. It's just a good name.
Insurrection because it was British.
It was, that's true.
I always liked. Go on, Pete, sorry.
You know, I'd also bring back Great Balls of Fire.
Fuck off,
Because
Pete.
it writes so many jokes for us in the news. It's
That's
so easy to make jokes out of.
Especially now that we're being
You need
sponsored
all
by
the help you can
Manscaped.
Yeah.
Lest we forget, it was a great show. It was a really good show last time they did it. So just do
Of course,
that again.
the real answer here is evolution.
I was going to say Evolution as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, that's a... No.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Thankfully, this isn't live, so we can all retcon that and
Yeah,
make
let's
ourselves out
retcon
to be
it.
decent human beings.
Evolution is the real answer.
Yeah,
If I had to name one, Evolution.
Evolution.
Me too, Andy. Chris
Yeah,
Minter says,
Right answer.
Luke has turned heel and started the faction LWO, Luke World Order, ready to buy his t-shirt.
Vince
Hoss-
Russo did that.
Latino World Order, of course. Jesus Christ. Hoss316 says, proud new owner of jamthatjam.com. Thanks for all the entertainment. You see, you're slow. You see, you just now we're gonna have to buy it off him for thousands.
Anything on it?
I'm just gonna type in jamthatjam.com, see what
No,
comes up.
it just says this page is marked for free. Courtesy of GoDaddy. We can buy it.
What?
Oh no. So Crazy Lewis says Andy should tell people how much he loves me. Also, Pete, I seen Michelle's tweet. We are all there for you guys. Michelle's tweet.
Appreciate it. That's fine.
Is this what is this about? Is this not something to discuss on the live stream?
It's fine. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, no worries. Tony Keffert says, thanks again for the great contact. Guys, 2 booking ideas. Mohammed Hassan, I thought the character when it started was interesting. And Nakamura. Nakamura is a great shout. Tony Keffert says, content, not contact. I'm dumb. Have another super chat. Ribimus Prime says, you are all the best. Super happy. The Woolly Willy parody pick gave you all a laugh. Made my year to make Adam pop. Oh, it was such a good tweet. Head over to my Twitter, Adam the Blompier, to see a beautiful picture, a Photoshop of Pete as Woolly Willy. It's so amazing. Paul Murphy says, did you know Shad saved his son before he could save himself? RIP, you hero. Kevin says, I want SRS to return to QuizzleMania with Pac's haircut when he lost his title to Enzo and just kill everyone. Blake Carpenter says, a challenge to my best friend Olakan Danman. Next time he competes, I will donate double his point total, only if he does not finish last. Amir Halkick says, SRS loved lights, camera, game over, how video game movies get made. And and you will too. Smithy Boy gave us £5. This is the last one. Quick thought. Should Sonic the Hedgehog win the Oscar for Best Picture, as basically no other film is releasing this year?
By default, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, fun fact, I was just flicking through to the Sonic the Hedgehog chapter because obviously this book was published before that film was officially announced. I was trying.
So which book is that, Luke?
So Lights, Camera, Game Over: How Video Game Movies Get Made. It's available from all good bookshops.
And bad
just
ones.
talking about like the last update on a Sonic the Hedgehog movie was when they gave it to Sony, and Michaeline Risley, who worked for Sega, said, "Why would Sega give Sony that? It's giving that to their competitor." So, yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
I've
And
just
then it got
checked, and
made.
he genuinely has bought Jam That Jam because it is not available.
Oh my god! Thank you.
Amazing.
Our lawyers will talk. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this week's QuizzleMania. It's shorter. Oh my god! If we all go now, it'll end before midnight.
It's not quite midnight yet.
It's not quite midnight. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. Thank you again to Kenny for being a huge part of it. Do please follow him at KennyMC1985. It's not just because I know the man, but genuinely Inside the Ropes put on the best interviews with wrestlers that you can possibly pay money to see live. It's been a privilege of mine to watch the Inside the Ropes with Paul Heyman, which is one of the greatest An Evening Withs I've ever seen. So please do follow not only at KennyMC1985, but also at Inside_the Ropes as well. Thank you to our competitors, especially Smooth Pete, especially Andy Datson, but especially our champion, Luke Owen.
Yes.
Marvelous. Can he pull off the three-peat? We'll see next week on QuizzleMania 9. Jam that jam, everybody.
Jam that jam.
Jam that jam.